likes lumberjanes and Steven. Jess likes the girl Jimmy Olsen. And you're in luck, cause they're ahead.
Heyo, welcome to, well, not Omnicat, but Friends of Omnicats. We've got Earth-1 Jess and Wonder Maddie here. How are you guys doing? I'm Omnidog, and we're going to be, well, we're going to be talking about Superman and other stuff and things of that nature. We don't want to limit it to just Superman, because I'm always interested in what else everybody's been reading. But the everybody's excited, starting off with Cycle Cleveland and Jessica and me and James. Moonin, welcome. And here's Javier. He's also excited. Hey, all. Hey, Rami.
Javier, though, the theme was... For Javier, the theme was keep growing in the exclamation points as you go. You took us back to a smaller amount, so I'm going to need you to step up. We need something insane, I think.
Yeah, go for it, Javi. This is the weirdest production of Charlie's Angels I've ever seen. Love it. Well, we just need to get Kristen on, and I could talk to you over the phone, and it would be Charlie's Angels.
Oh, actually, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I did talk to Kristen this week, so I have seen her. I FaceTime the baby.
I know. I did a video with her. Well, I didn't do a video with her. I private streamed with her because I hadn't talked to her in so long. We just been texting. I actually haven't. She stopped doing the show like 3 months before she was due because she was having complications. But in talking to her, I realized that how much I missed her. She's really, I know she doesn't want to be known as this, but she's kind of like my conscience. She's really, she's really grounded, and she's, you know, a lot younger than I am. And so she knows stuff that I don't know. I grew up sheltered. I live sheltered. I'm a sheltered guy. So I don't know what you should say or not say. Freddie's good at correcting me on some stuff.
But you know, to also keep you young, you have those boys down the street, your future adopted grandchildren. They keep you young. They'll give you the lingo.
That's true. I have some Transformers that I need to give them that I have no idea why I bought. I guess just so I could make some other kids happy, some younger kids. But I will say, and I haven't said this since the birth of my own child, because I generally just look at babies and go, oh, that's a baby. But her baby is really cute.
She got a cute one. Not everybody gets a cute baby. And that's true. So you just have to go, oh. And then you know, so you would avoid it. Some people have ugly babies. Hers is very cute.
Yeah, it is way cute. I apparently was so unattractive when my dad first saw me. He said, oh, put him back. And that's how I became the goofball I am. My dad started me out early on being goofy. Studio P4VA is here. Good. Yeah. Now, Maddie, your internet looks fine.
I don't know what changed.
The last time I was on the air with you and Jessica, you were having problems, and I was like, internet problems are usually resolved fairly quickly.
This is a month-long issue.
That's crazy. So, is your internet provider just incompetent or not able to figure it out?
I think so. Well, the problem is I call and they want to go through the like normal beginner stuff as if I don't know things. And I'm like, no, listen, I've tried everything. I've spent probably hundreds of dollars trying to like fix things on my own because I thought it was just me. And like my internet's fiber, so it's like super fast. It's crazy. And then I would jump on a stream, like just like StreamYard, and they'd be like, no, you can't. And I'm like, what do you mean? And so I hadn't called them in a while because it's been busy, right? And so Thursday, I was like, let me just take a chance for the evergreen. And it was great for like 3 whole hours.
Yeah.
No problem. And it's fine right now. So I don't know. Everybody, do your internet dance for me at home. Let's hope it stays this way. I can do shows again. So
Yeah.
if it can stay this way, I can finally bring back Over Your New Reader at least, which would be nice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, because I haven't done anything.
Because your internet's
my
been
last
sucked.
3 shows have all been with you, Jess.
Oh, wow.
That's
Wow. Okay.
I haven't
well,
done any other shows.
You can have me on your other shows, and I just won't say anything. If
Maybe
it's,
my good luck charm.
if I'm your good luck charm, yeah.
I guess so.
It's like when people put foil on the antenna of those old, like old school and rabbit-eared TVs, and it's like if I get it in just the right spot, that's what you need is Jess. He's
That's
your
what
foil
it feels
for
like. I always have
your
my
backup.
phone ready as backup. So I'm like, well, eventually it's just gonna implode, and I'll have to go back to like having my phone in front of
Well,
me. To try.
That was a long stream Thursday. So
Oh my god! I mean, it was still fun though, because sometimes you do an evergreen and you're like, oh my god, you're like 4 hours in. We're all like dehydrated and like, just choose a book. But that one was really fun. I had a good time.
That was fun. Upper management came downstairs towards the end of it. And after I walked up, she said, you weren't contributing very much. And I said, oh, well, you should have seen me the first 3 hours. It was just that last half hour I ran out of gas. I was engaged plenty. But yeah, I was starting to run out of gas around 11 o'clock or whatever it was.
Oh man, Jess, you'll have to go back and watch the highlights of and just someone put an identity crisis on their list. Everyone was just gonna lose it. It's like it was
yeah.
great.
Illuminati is really a great guy. I really like him a lot. But yeah, he does like that book, and I just as soon as I saw it, I said, "Bold choice. Let's hear let's hear you back up your choice." And it was his first. Everybody's sort of attached to the first thing they read, so I get it. And but yeah, it was fun. It's always fun seeing Omar lose his mind.
He was gone. It was great. I love drunk. I mean, like he wasn't really drunk, but he definitely had some beers, right?
Yeah,
and he broke the rules of the show, and we all gave him shit for it. He just like could not let it go. Batman Nightfall is never gonna make that list. It's just so funny.
Yeah, and then he was surprised that he said, Jess, you should love Batman Nightfall. And I'm like, I've been on like 3 streams, evergreen streams, bashing the shit out of Batman Nightfall. What? Peter M even trolled me putting up 3 Nightfalls one time instead of my real picks. How have you missed that?
He blacked it out. Omar just blacks it out. He's like, no one dislikes my books. And he just forgets.
Oh, so, okay. Everybody's going crazy now. Josh stepping up big time. Oh, the internet can't even hold how many times. There's Javi. He stepped it up.
There we go.
Transformers, I am younger. Oh, are you making a play for my Transformers?
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a cardigan. It's so cold.
Okay. La Raza. Sorry, I always make that mistake. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, Pity Ma. How are you? It's always good to see Pity Ma and her pitties in here.
Yes.
Aw. Cute.
It's Kentucky internet. It's unpredictable. Well, Jess is also in that state, and
yeah, but I have to be honest with you. Maddie is breaking up for me and no one else. I was waiting to see. Yeah, I was waiting to see if the chat said anything, and it's just me, which is so weird because Jess, you're crystal clear. It's so strange.
That is weird. I don't know if you should check out.
I might come out and back in at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's a band. I figured it's a bandwidth issue. There's just like they need to put another line in my neighborhood, but I don't know how to like ask for that, or if I even can to be like, listen, y'all need to add more bandwidth to the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. I used to, when we lived in our old house, there were only like 9 houses on the street, and I had fiber optic, and I got things so fast it was crazy. I could upload, I could download. And then we moved into a townhouse complex, and everybody's on that fiber optic, and so it's not as fast, but it does get it works. I mean, it's working, but not as great as it used to.
That's how they trick you. They get you in when there's not that many people.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I feel like an old person. I'm like, that's how they tell you. They lie. You know.
Javi misses the Fangirls Assemble shows.
Well, I have bad news about that.
Well, we did have one with a fanboy on when we talked about Harley and Harleen, or that book. That was fun.
Yeah, I guess we'll make an official announcement in some capacity at some point, but it looks like we will not be continuing Fangirls. Not in a bad way. This isn't like like our friendship is broken up, but it's with like the baby, there's not a good time, you know? And so, I can't handle it all by myself. So instead we'll do like random stuff when she feels like it on her show or her channel or whatever. So we won't have like regular Fangirls anymore. So
I play the Omnicat theme song because I paid for it. So I want to make sure I get my money's worth. So I don't know when she's going to be back either, but whoever my guest is, I just always play the Omnicat.
It's so good. So you got it.
I actually, I have a request about the Omnicat role at the beginning. I realized I was listening to the lyrics this time, really taking them in. And
really,
of course,
what's the wicked joke? It was like, taking space, or like really saving space.
I was making space. Was it making space for the lyrics of the Omnicat show role? And I was thinking how much artistic flair would be added if, when you mention the Jimmy Olsen part, you show this image that will live in my nightmares.
Man, that one, there's like
Jimmy Olsen.
There's one Superman shot at some point where his eyes are going this way that also makes me laugh.
That's when was that when the guest artist took over in?
Yeah, it was in the To Hell and Back.
Oh yeah,
smorgasbord cornucopia of issues, but that image, like it is like Gary Frank teeth all over again for me. I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm terrified.
Well, Gio's the one that put the animation together for this and Batter Days, and then played so I have Gio to thank for the video portion of it, and Nate's the one that wrote the song. Jimmy Olsen's about the only thing I can make out from that, except Jess likes Jimmy, Kristen likes Lumberjanes and Steven, and I don't even know what the lyrics are to Batter Days. It's just really catchy, but there's something about ergonomics in there. I'm like, what? And I talk to Nate regularly, so I should ask him about the lyrics, but I kind of like it that it's like jumbled up, like early rock and roll where it was muffled, and that's part of the charm of it. I think we don't really know what he's saying, except he's saying Batter Days, which is cool. The last Very Fine Condition was the longest. Oh, the one before at 4 hours 12 minutes. This week Evergreen was only 3 hours and 18. I forget what the topic was, but yeah, that was a 4-hour one. I think Peter ran it. What was the topic on that one, James? I've already forgotten. Favorite, because I actually chose 3 good books. Before that, I had only picked terrible books that everybody voted down. So I'm learning how to play the game.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because you could like, if you see anything, you can kind of guess what's going to be at the top. So like, if you play it safe, then like probably things will get picked, but it's not as fun. You know? Right.
Like Peter, I think purposely, picked those 3 obscure events, and and I think he did it just to spice it up. But I had read Our Worlds at War, but I haven't read it in a long time from Chris. But otherwise, yeah, there were and there was Identity Crisis. But then there was a bunch of other those were legit the ones that I really liked. I don't know that I've ever even read when he showed that list of how many DC events were. I looked at it. And
there's so many in there that I've never read. I just think a lot of them aren't good. Probably. I mean, like when I have read DC events, a lot of them aren't great. They're nothing to like really write home about.
You mean like often night terrors at the end of To Hell and Back, which I have to apologize to you both. I had no idea.
No, I haven't read the rest of Night Terrors at all. And honestly, because I just got DC Ultra, so I haven't read anything before this either. But I was like, what is happening?
The premise sounds so dull to me. There's a villain called Insomnia, I guess, and whatever your worst nightmares are or dreams, they become reality or something. I'm like,
that's already real life, baby.
Yeah, I don't even like to hear upper management's dreams when she tells me in the morning. Why am this? How can this even be good? And I don't. Yeah, I apologize for having us read that. I did like the first Doomsday in Hell story. I thought that was entertaining and interesting. But the rest was the rest where that crazy Jimmy Olsen. Wait, where was that Jimmy Olsen picture? That was in To Hell and Back?
No, I think that was in the first book.
Oh,
because there's a lot of like, wasn't it towards the end? Because towards the end, there's a bunch of just like random artists' little stories and stuff.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go out and come back in because I can't understand Maddie at all now, sadly.
Oh, she's saying complete gold, too, so you've missed.
I know. Well, everything out of her mouth is gold. I did catch the most important thing where she was like, that's just real life about your nightmares becoming realities. And I was going to say, that's just generalized anxiety disorder, but I didn't want to speak over her and I couldn't tell with the delay. So I'm going to come out and come back in.
Her internet's perfect.
But you can hear, I look okay for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not breaking up or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm the secret, but perhaps I've helped curate. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Superman. This is not how I picture Superman. That's Superman? Wow.
I wish I had it physically in front of me. It's like, there's some very interesting art choices by these guests.
Yeah.
They were just doing Tiki Superman.
So they were drawing from real life. Wow. Wait, why do you have Tiki Superman? Where's
why
that
not?
From? Here's the real question, Jess. Why don't you have Tiki Superman?
I love him.
I don't know. I just saw him and I was like, I love this man. He has like his little, but my most prized, I guess if there's between figures and pops is definitely, I love this guy.
Oh yeah.
Cute. That's the best. But I do love Tiki Superman. And that is Tiki Superman drawn right there in the pages. Canonical.
Canonical. Yeah, and Maddie brings up a good point. Why don't I have it? So I feel my collection isn't what it should be since I don't
need to get these cute little like if they got Superman and Batwoman. Look how cute that is.
And now what is that?
It's a little Wonder Woman.
Yeah, is it a pop or some?
No,
different...
I forgot what the figure line is called. I feel like it's like Hello Smile or something. But they have like a Wonder Woman and a Batman and a Superman at least. But she's so cute and her head little moves.
She looks like an anime kind of character.
I think it's the rest of that line is anime.
Nice.
The only unusual thing I have is Max Disappointment.
Who is that?
Yeah, good question. This was back when I have no idea. This was back when I was crazy buying toys during the pandemic with Tyler Blunt.
And
there was on Big Bad Toy Store. There was I don't know who these characters are, and it's a random. You buy it comes in like a can, and you buy. James probably already has the explanation of who they are. Yeah, it comes in like a tube can, and you unscrew it, and out comes this weird figure. And Tyler and I just used to do voices for him and make a whole show with him. And
James found it. He's from the Come for Arts Corner Bar series.
Oh,
How
I knew
you-
James would figure it out.
Incredible.
That is a great name, though. Max Disappointment. I mean, it's like sad. Is he like an anti-hero? But it is a good name.
I did name him sort of after Max Appleman because
Honestly, it reminds me of Manchester Black, who's also Max
because
Disappointment.
so yeah, it's Max doesn't particularly care for the fact that I named him after him. He was in the chat at the time, and I just said, "Oh man," because I think I think Tyler named his Jimmy Unknown or Jimmy Who Cares or something. I said, "Well, this guy's just a Max Disappointment." So, but Max is Appleman is not a disappointment. He's a good friend. So, peace and love to Max, even though I didn't completely ignore you. Oh, was he Jimmy Disappointment? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bar, you know that I'm 5 to 25 minutes. Here, so I'm highlighting all Bar all the time. Here she is. I know I can trust you both, and I know I can't trust Jess. I happen to have a huge wad of comics that I'm sending to James to send to you. How dare you? No, you probably can't trust me, though. That's fair. We see you, Bar. Okay, so we're...
I've been seeing your comments. I'm just not connected to the chat.
Can't tell if Maddie is speaking with a small human or dog.
Oh, it's because I muted myself at one point to ask Elliot if he could make me some coffee.
So a small human.
Can you have it make me a cup? I really need some coffee. Can Elliot make me a cup too?
I'll ask him. He hasn't made mine yet either.
It's probably more reasonable that Elliot could make me a cup and just,
yes, sure.
for delivery.
Oh, Bar has been talking a lot. Didn't expect to see Maddie. She's up to do a Fangirls whenever. Fangirls assemble with Bar, maybe. Well, last time was a ton of fun. Here's Hondo listening as I leave to work a live reading of Airplane the movie with Julie Haggerty, Robert Hayes, and other cast members.
Whoa,
that's cool.
That's fun.
Hondo lives an interesting life in the Bay Area. He's always in charge of like security at concerts and stuff. So he's always out and seeing all these great groups and stuff. Let's see. Oh, hi, Dana. Dana's really nice. She's sending me an extra custom bound copy she has that she had done of Stray Bullets.
Nice.
Cool.
The issues that haven't been collected, and she just happened to have an extra copy. So peace and love, Dana. Thank you.
There it is.
Everybody's
Great. Good
doing
work.
it. Yeah, everybody's doing it. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Netherlands shipping them would be like $100. I'm sorry, Munin. I would love to give them to you because, and this is true. Drunk Omar equals best Omar. Oh, Harvey upping it. Wow.
Yay, thank you.
Elliot, what's my estimated time for delivery?
Yeah, can you deliver a cup to Jessica?
What if he did show up and just walked the delivery?
He would do it for a bit, for sure.
He probably would do it for a bit. Well, I like the dark roast, Elliot.
Dark roast, let's do it for a bit. That would be awesome.
I feel like we need to get like a high shelf, like a high comfy shelf in your house, Jess, so that we can also see Neville at the same time.
I know. He is all cuddled up, taking a nap.
I miss him.
He's tired of the cold. We're both tired of the cold, I think.
I keep forgetting there's another person named Jess in this, and I was like, "Wait, who are?"
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Jessica, that's so hard to say.
It's fine. It was the our evergreen absolutes that we did. And Max is excited, but he's seeing Paddington in Peru tomorrow morning. You should be excited. I bet it's going to be great.
I know it's out already.
Not in the US. We have several more months, I think. It's such a staggered release because I think it did have a release even at the end of 2024, but it's like slowly rolling out, and I don't understand that.
Where's Max at? Max, where are you?
He's in the Netherlands.
It's definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year, though, for sure.
Comes out on Valentine's Day, Jessica.
So does Love Is Blind the next season. So does this horror movie I want to see. What is it called? Hold on. It's like...
Is it Hard Eyes?
Yes, I want to see that. That looks good.
One of my favorite comedians is like the director of that. Weirdly, and I was like, what? Like one of my dropout comedians that I love. I was like, why is he?
Wow, your dropout people go on to do big things. I feel like.
So we gotta go.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
What's the premise of Hard Eyes?
It's a slasher.
Out.
Less your jam.
Yeah, Jessica and I are like, let's go.
Yeah, Jess likes the ghosties, which I do too, but I love a slasher, and I love a holiday themed anything, but especially a holiday themed slasher.
Oh, Jess, speaking of holiday themed things, I finally watched that Hanukkah Groundhog Day sort of movie.
Oh, the one with the other comedian you like.
Yeah, it was great. So she's experiencing Hanukkah, like one day of Hanukkah again. It was honestly really good, like a good movie.
Yeah, it was genuinely good. We told Bar to watch it because Bar was unaware they had Hanukkah movies on the Hallmark Channel. I was like, that's one of the best ones. Honestly.
It's so good. And they go to a comic book store, like a lot.
Yeah, it's fun.
What's the name of this one?
Round and Round.
Oh, I think I have that written down that I didn't see.
Yeah. It came out I think it was last year, if I remember.
I think you told me about that.
It's a good one. This year it was pretty disappointing year for Hallmark, I have to say. Almost no memorable ones, and a lot of them were real not great.
I bet no chemistry. I read a lot of the scripts. That's my conspiracy theory.
No, I think that's right because they filmed these in like the summer or earlier previously, which apparently Kristen, Comic Slayer Kristen, said they're filming 2 in the town she lives in, which is so random, but also very cool.
Told me this.
Kristen will send you the articles if you ask her, and it gives you. I think one of them has one of the titles, and the other one is unknown. But
my family's betrayed me by not telling me this.
When they were writing the scripts for this year, I do think some of that time was during the writer's strike, and I really believe some of these were written by AI. They were so rough. And part of why I'm convinced of that is there were more this year that were more old school Hallmark, like big city girl goes back to small town. Like they haven't focused on those. That hasn't been the majority of the slate for several years. And this year they went back to that, and they didn't even cast people who had chemistry. So the scripts were bad. The actors had no chemistry. I know Jess hates that. Not the best.
That's too bad. The Last Fangirls Assemble and Strange Case of Harleen and Harley was so good. I saw Melissa Marr added it to her link tree.
Oh, makes me so happy.
That was so really amazing that she and the artist both were in that chat. Oh, because James tagged him when he posted about the show.
Yeah, sometimes I'm always worried because luckily we already liked it, so it was good to tag them. But I'm always worried what if we tag them and we hate it and they just show up here. Thank you. Jess wants to know when you're gonna bring hers.
Well, give me a minute.
You're on the clock, buddy.
Give me a minute, and he put his headphones on, sat down.
Sat down, dude. This is for a bit. VFC was DC Absolute. Yeah, here's Necro Comic Con. What up? DC Ultra, Harvey speaking truth, is one of the greatest inventions of all time.
Yeah, I need to.
Great.
I'm gonna free trial right now, but I'm gonna call up Omar and be like, listen, Near Mint needs their own, right? Like to just to make it easier, so I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, and then write it off.
Exactly.
That's even better. Don't pay for it, write it off.
We've got Marvel Unlimited, but not.
Yeah, DC Ultra is awesome. My hoopla is broken, so I need to go to the neighboring county to get it fixed.
It must be nice to have hoopla.
I know he does this every time. He continually forgets, and I'll be like, I want to read that. And he's like, well, it's on Hoopla. And then I say,
Well,
our county doesn't have Hoopla, and he has no grace, no mercy shown over here.
My county doesn't have it either. I had to go to the next county over.
I know, I need to do that.
An hour, and that's why I have to go in person to renew my library card because I'm not a resident. So they make you show up in person. So I've been Hoopla-less, and so. Yes, I feel your pain. Okay, good. Why does Jess have fisheye lens? Which Jess are we talking about?
Probably Jessica, because hers is
probably me.
I think it looks like that. Yeah, it sort of does look like that.
It does. This is my external camera because my computer camera broke. I think we had a stream the day my computer camera broke, if I remember correctly.
For me?
Oh, I was gonna say me and Earth-2, Jess, but he's abandoned me.
Oh,
and he's just adorable, Omnidog. Wow.
Wow. Big.
Rough. It's rough out here.
Hoopla, and I have the wrong name. Sorry.
Wow.
I know, and I am not a good typist. Wait, I'm 2, right? Because I'm classic.
And I
love this
Maddie.
angle.
Wonder Maddie. I am a Superman. I'll send it to the Discord. It was a late Christmas. Okay, and there's my Discord. Give me disappointment. No, okay. I've got Mika's here. Hi, how's it going? Good. I'll still send them to her. Just do fangirls on VF without telling Omar.
On VF.
Very fine condition. That's what we call it as a dig at Omar. Near mint, very fine. I always call it very fine.
No, I'll just do over your new reader.
Yeah.
That's good with me.
Oh yeah, we are doing a stream. Thanks for reminding me. I probably will forget everything by then. Yeah, Harvey. Dana was nice enough. You're going to be jealous when I get it. Oh, here's a good question. What have you been reading? Well, Superman, but other stuff. I recently read Star Wars Thrawn trilogy today. I started reading Infinite Crisis Omnibus and haven't been able to put it down.
Love Infinite Crisis.
I
so good.
I was reminded of my love for it on the Thursday Evergreen, and I realized it's time for me to reread both that and 52, and then probably Final Crisis. But okay,
I've never read Final Crisis, so I'm tempted to take some of these pictures last week and put on my schedule for the year. Wow. I've never read it.
I think that's a good candidate for DC Ultra. I think that's it's a lot of it's Grant Morrison, just on the 1 to 10 scale, 1 being Klaus, 10 being the filth. Final Crisis is about a 5. It's right in the middle of I don't know. I have had trouble understanding all of it, and I like to think of myself as a reasonably intelligent guy, but Grant Morrison's way smarter than I am, and he writes way smarter than my little tiny omni brain can handle.
Sometimes people say that about books, and I'm like, well, what if maybe that just means it's bad? And not that they're writing smart.
True.
It's bad.
It does happen sometimes.
It's like when I talk to a lot of like people in higher education all the time, and I'm like, they're like, I wonder if people will sign up for this thing. And I'm like, you're not putting it in their words at all, which means you're not doing it well. Using your academic vernacular is working against you.
With your internet going goofy, do you do work at home from home at all? And was that interfering with your work from home?
No, Zoom is fine. It's just StreamYard.
It's because, that doesn't make any sense. Because Jess, were you working with Maddie? How did her internet work without you present? I don't understand.
It's just, StreamYard's only a weird one. Zoom is fine. And I'm on Zoom all day all the time.
Oh,
But I blur out
okay.
this
Oh,
background
that's
so they don't
interesting.
see all the ladies.
So, okay, yeah, I get that. So it's okay. So it's a StreamYard issue with your
Yeah.
internet. Oh, I love your
Yeah.
coffee mug. What are we looking at?
This is from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, boy.
She's a
Cool.
villain who wears a little bunny costume thing. But it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
cute.
okay.
I was on, I think it was Peacock the other day. I was like, I want to watch a movie. And one of the movie options was Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was
Not
like,
good.
I know, but I like want to understand you. I want to like relate to you more, you know? I feel like it
I
would
would
bring us
love-
closer than we even are
I would
now.
love to give you a PowerPoint on the lore. I would love
it.
that. That would be great.
Well, speaking of, go ahead,
Go
Jess.
ahead. No, I was just gonna say you liked it enough to get a coffee mug from it, but it's
No.
not a movie you like.
I like the lore of the games. A lot.
Okay.
Like the mystery of all of it. I don't
Okay.
play the games because
Oh, it's based on a game.
Yeah, that's meant for kids. But a lot of us older people all like just watch like the lore and try to guess like the mystery and like where it puzzle things together. They made a movie out of it and it's not very good, but I did see it and I will see the second one.
It's like a murdery Chuck E. Cheese. That's what from someone who's not in the culture, from the outside, that's the best way for me to describe it. It's like if that band at Chuck E. Cheese, you know, the animatronics that became murdery.
Yeah, like what if some guy killed a bunch of kids, put their bodies in there, and then they like haunted them and like inhabited them to kill other people. That's like that's at the basic level. It goes so deep. But at the basic level, that's
okay, Jess. Your face right now. All right. So I was going to say, speaking of spooky things, I did pick up on Jess's recommendation because you might recall last show, I was like, I've had a rough comics reading year. It hasn't been the best. Give me some recs. I don't remember who told me to read one of the Doctor Strange runs. I finally got those in to read, but I did read the first volume of Dark Ride, which, Jess, you were making that face about a haunted Chuck E. Cheese. This is essentially about a murderous haunted theme park. So very similar.
Oh, I love a haunted theme park.
Well, Maddie, you can go ahead.
It was the murdered kids part buried under the stage or whatever that I was kind of.
Oh no, their bodies are in.
No, the bodies are in the animal, not under the stage.
Okay,
it's better that way.
They get their vengeance. It's okay. It all works out.
Oh, okay. Did you like Dark Ride enough to read the next two books?
Yes, and Maddie, if you are interested in Dark Ride, here's what happened. I was like, yeah, this was great, Jess. Let me request volumes 2 and 3, and the library didn't have them, but this is how great our library is. We don't have Hoopla, but I requested that they order volumes 2 and 3, and within a week, during a snowstorm, volumes 2 and 3 are in circulation, and I am first on hold for them. So it's Dark Ride by Joshua Williamson. Okay. Maddie, I do think you'd be interested in checking it out. The other thing I read...
It sounds like my thing.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Really good.
The other thing before the break that I read that I enjoyed was the first 2 volumes or first 2 books in the Dune set. There are 3, and I guess they follow the first book. I'm not a Dune head. So
like Dune comic books you've read? Wow.
Yeah, and I've never seen, well, I have now seen the first movie, but I had never seen the movies and I didn't read the books, but I picked up the book, like the graphic novel version. The art's not anything like amazing. The coloring's great. But it's really well done. And I'm on hold for the 3rd one. So I don't know how it ends. So nobody spoil anything in the chat. But that got me excited. And since then, I've watched the first movie and I'm going to watch the 2nd movie probably this weekend. Good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't seen either, but I heard the soundtrack to the 2nd one was awesome. So I'll probably listen to that. This is me too. I haven't been to the movies ever since Deadpool and Wolverine. LOL. I'm such a basic bitch when it comes to movies. Me too.
You haven't seen Wicked?
We are at the movie theaters constantly. Wicked. Nosferatu.
Wicked again.
Sonic
Wicked
3.
the 3rd time.
I would love to see Wicked 2 more times, ideally.
I've seen it twice now.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Do you guys go to the movies together at all?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's because I'm a Cinemark movie club player.
Oh my God, here she goes.
Nice.
Anytime we're in a group chat planning, no matter the combination of people, Maddie's like, I'll get the tickets for us so she can get the the points. But it does work out for us who are in the chat because occasionally we'll get a free movie here and there. So.
And 25% off all of their concessions.
We're happy to participate in your MLM for life. It's beneficial to us regular folk, a civilian.
Are you a Cinemark for life?
Well, every year I have to see a certain amount of movies or buy a certain amount of tickets and to unlock platinum for the next year, which gives me like extra tickets. I don't get any online fees from purchasing, and I get 25% off concessions. And then the whole year I earn rewards towards free movies and stuff. So I am constantly going.
I should probably start doing that too. I do seriously need to be leaving the house more than just going and picking up my prescriptions, which is pretty much all I ever do. So Marvel Bab, whose streak continues for 7 years. Good afternoon, Double J and Maddie. Hope all is well. Marvel Bab hasn't missed a show of mine, I don't think, since he started. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm the mainstream audience that people talk about when discussing the problems with modern day moviegoers. Oh, and you're staying in the house.
Oh, so you're like I'll wait for streaming person.
Yeah, I like the ambiance. Like, there's something about being in a theater watching stuff. And I love, Jess and I watch stuff, Jessica and I watch stuff all the time together at home and movie nights, which is my favorite activities. But nothing is better than just like being in the theater and like you don't have your phone out. And if anybody else does, I will be upset with them the entire time.
Yes. This girl, when I saw Nosferatu, was a girl in front of me, kept taking out her phone. She was clearly bored, and it was very clear her boyfriend dragged her there. And like, fine, girl, sorry that happened to you, but at least sit in the back row. She's like towards the front, and it took everything in me because that's a long movie, not to tap on her.
It's a long movie.
Please put your phone away. So annoying.
Not that this is an endorsement, but when I leave the home, I only go to Alamo Cinema and Draft House because they have serious rules about that stuff. You can get those people kicked out. So there's none of that happening.
That's nice.
Well, my friend.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just my friend always said there was a special level of hell for people who either on their phones or talked loudly in movie theaters.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
When I saw Man of Steel, I will never forget. I think about this all is my worst nightmare. I saw Man of Steel. I think it was Easter. It was when it was still in theaters. It was around Easter weekend. I went with my sister. It was just us, maybe 2 other groups of people, small groups of people. And then this man who was sitting with someone that he came in with, his phone rang. It wasn't on silent. Fine. He's older. Maybe he forgot. I'm going to have grace for him. He had a whole ass conversation. It was like 10 minutes long, in which he said, yeah, I'm at the movies. The new Superman movie. Can't remember what it's called. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I was going to explode. Oh, that was so. My sister did go tell on him.
That's
insane. That was crazy. I'll never forget that.
That is so rude. So rude. So freaking rude.
I would say, yeah, that's, I'm a non-confrontational person for the most part, because I'm too scared of getting my feelings hurt. But I would have said something.
It was bad. But I usually go to the indie theater that we have downtown. I've told Jess about it. Actually, I need to show him my bobblehead I just got, and he'll go get it in a second. But I usually go there, and people who go there love movies. So generally speaking, you don't get people who aren't following the rules. But Nosferatu, and when it's like a big movie that has a lot of promotion, it brings in like a wider audience, which is good for them financially, but very annoying. But I'm going to go get my bobblehead. I'll be right back.
Okay. Dearest Omni Angels, I'm making an arrangement of a Beatles song every week. What are your favorite Beatles songs?
Good question. 8 Days a Week, I think, is my favorite.
Great song. I would say Norwegian Wood for me.
Oh, very good pick.
Also, one that I don't think gets much it doesn't get much attention is a song I'll think of it in a sec. It's by George Harrison. It's on Revolver. It's not Taxman. It's something else. If I needed, no, that's from Help. I'll think of it. What's your favorite Beatles song that you can give to Max to arrange on his fabulous guitar playing?
Also, Max, your Superman arrangement was very cool. I want everyone to know that you sent that, and that was great. I love Eleanor Rigby. It just gets in my head. And I have a friend who has a dog named Ellie, and every once in a while I look at her and I go, Eleanor Rigby. She's like, what a weirdo. So that's a really good one.
Yeah,
But
I had a crush on a girl in college. Her name's Michelle. And so for like
Oh.
months, Michelle, that was all I could think about.
I need to figure out what this George Harrison song is, but yeah, there's some stuff for you to work on for us, Max. That's kind of you to ask. I'll go ahead.
Mary M in the chat at 148 Penny Lane. It's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
It's the best. That's true. That's a good call.
You know, my cousin got her master's in the Beatles.
What's that?
Wow.
I always bring this up every time. My cousin got her master's in the Beatles. She was like one of the first, like the first year that they allowed, or they had like that degree plan. She was part of that first cohort, and now she's a professor. She's got her PhD in musicology, and she teaches in Liverpool. Like,
cool.
Yeah.
A master's in the Beatles?
Yeah.
She's
from Kentucky, went all the way to Liverpool. She's still there.
I'd go back to college for that.
So this Superman guy, I heard about him. What's he about?
Briefly.
Oh. No,
I just want to say my indie theater downtown loves the manager so much. He's worked there since he was 16 that this year they sold an limited edition bobblehead of him.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This is my man, Fred Mills. Isn't that wonderful? Here he is.
So cute.
This is one of my most prized possessions. I also bought it from him when he was like, I got a couple snacks before a movie and I was getting it. And then at the end I said, I'd love a bobblehead of you. Nothing would be a higher honor. And he smiled. So I love that man so much.
And he's still the manager.
He's like the acting manager. It became a nonprofit. It was like for business. It shut down during the pandemic. And then to revive it, because it was so important to the city, basically the city bought it to turn it into a nonprofit, but they didn't change like the hands of who had been running it. And so he's still like the acting manager. And he's there all the time. They have a mixture of paid staff and volunteer staff. And if I had more free time or lived downtown, I would volunteer, but
I've seen the pics that you've sent me, and that is a cool theater. They go all out for that stuff. Was that The Shining you saw there? And you sent me pics from that, where they had blood coming out of the elevator.
Yeah. But what was cool, they set it up like the lobby of the Overlook. But this is where we mean when we say like we wish more businesses were community minded. The furniture that they used to set that up and people to take pictures on was from our Habitat for Humanity, which of course builds houses for lower income people as they work their way to pay them off in a no interest loan. And it had a big sign like furniture was donated by Habitat for Humanity. If you take a picture, here's a donations box. So it's like really great when community organizations can support one another. They're very community minded, and I love that about them, as well as having great taste in movies that they choose to show.
That is really cool.
So Superman, sorry.
Superman.
Maddie, how confused were you?
I mean, I pieced it together, so I didn't read any of Worlds or anything.
Oh, you didn't?
No, and I actually haven't really read any John Kent once he was aged up. I'm glad I've read this because that beautiful scene is in here, and it was lovely. And I haven't
the hospital scene.
Yeah, and I haven't read any. I don't think I like almost ever read Action Comics. But I was so glad to see my boy Keenan. New Superman.
Superman of China, new Superman.
Yeah, love him. And there's some good. I had some really great stuff in here, but I was like, man, this is all over the place. They're like, here's another story by there's like another surprise person, and I wasn't expecting that. I don't know if Action Comics is often like that. Just like a
well, that is one thing about this book. There's a lot of Superman from China in this book.
yeah.
But
Although no one can decide what his hair looks like, which really did upset me.
what his hair looks like?
Yeah, between every artist, it's like none of these artists have. You would think they'd be given like, "Hey, here's just how everybody looks," and they're like, "Okay, cool," and everyone's like, "What if? Who cares? What if everyone's hair is different just all the time?"
Jimmy Olsen should always look like this. Always. We all agree. This is the correct haircut.
Wow. Well, I didn't really have an issue. I did have to read the last half of Warworld Revolution just so I was set up for Kal-El returning, and I felt it was. I actually enjoyed this a lot. I didn't pick up on the mapping. The way, did you also find it confusing, Maddie? The way it was mapped?
Yeah, because they were together, and then it goes back to like I guess he was gone with World and then came back, right? But they don't they don't really show that, and then we get that like the main part of the story finishes, and then we get that story with John where he's been looking for his dad all this time, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I had to like, and eventually my brain was like, okay, put the pieces together. But that was weird. That was just a weird way to have it put together. Like it just didn't. Why?
It says here, the complete saga presented for the first time in scene-specific order. So,
yeah, and I've read. I mean, Jess and I covered Warworld Saga, which Maddie, you absolutely should read, and that was my bad to forget to tell you to please read that before you read this. But
I mean, I'll go back and read it now. But
I've also read Son of Kal-El, the 3 like hardcovers at least, and still this mapping with like everything that happened, I was like, oh yeah, yes, but it was out in such a strange order. It made no sense, in my opinion, to collect it like this. And I was like, what if you just picked this book up? What if this was the book that you picked up for the first time? Like, you could not blame anyone for being like, no, I'm out.
This would not be the one.
No, it was it'd be so confusing. But there was great stuff. Like the snippets we got in here, I really enjoyed actually a lot, some of the snippets in that first collection that we read, but it was very disjointed as a reading experience.
Yeah, I did not happen to run into those issues. Maybe I was expecting them, or
real quick, would I be able to share my screen to show this one face of Clark's that's had me laughing for like so long? I'm assuming it'll let me do that. I don't know if I just Oh, and then you open up.
You showed up, yeah.
Okay, can we talk about this?
Oh yes.
Oh, is this where his eyes are going Marty Feldman on this?
I don't know if I can zoom in on that, but no, I can't. But what? Why?
And down at the bottom,
there's no
side profile.
229. Yeah, it's just his eyes are just like weird alien. Like
some of the guest artists throughout the 3 we read were really memorable.
Oh God,
they were memorable.
Oh God.
Look at those teeth. Why? He's not a vampire.
Why'd they do that to him?
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
And they're not even the same teeth. Like here, they're all fangy, and they're like Gary Frankie. So yeah, peace and love to everybody, but this artist wasn't our favorite.
That's the artist you hire if there's a storyline where you are in Bizarro's world. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like that's the artist you hire for those stories.
Actually, it's Dean Haspiel who did The Alcoholic, which is actually a really good book, and is but he was drawing himself. I think he was drawing himself, or he's drawing his friend. I can't remember now. I'd have to go grab it, but he's fairly well known. I think this is his first try at superhero comics. Maybe, I don't know. This did pull me out a little bit of the story, and by a little bit I mean like a lot. A lot. What
were some of your favorite bits in that first volume that you did like follow and understand, Maddie, given that you were coming in without the context?
I mean, a lot of it I think I followed just fine. Yeah. I mean, I was able to kind of put together, like, without knowing what World is, I can that's fine put together. I love the stuff with the kids.
The twins.
Yeah, I love them.
Super twins. Yeah.
I think they're great. I feel like Metallo was a very like slow kind of burn. It almost kind of would take me away from the rest of the story. Like I understand it had to be there, so we anticipate when it's going to heat up. But every time I was like, I don't have time for you, Metallo. There's other things. I'm sure this would be really cool when it all
goes somewhere else.
But we're busy.
Yeah, this book features the rise of Metallo. It's a really cool cover.
It's a great cover.
Yeah, but
some of the sides, like, I mean, overall, I liked a lot of things, but in some of the side stories, I just really didn't like the Red Moon one. And I think that's the fault of, it's probably the art. I just couldn't, so much happening here, and I didn't enjoy it.
Red Moon, that did have a bunch of different artists. And it did have a bunch of different artists.
Dr. Nobody was kind of cute. There's a lot of cute, there was some fun stories in there.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like seeing Bibbo as a babysitter? Twice we got to see him as a babysitter. I got to those parts and I knew Jess was smiling all over his face.
I love him so much. Who is he? I know who he is.
Oh, you don't know who Bibbo is?
No, I love him.
Oh.
I think he's great. And I don't know I've never read about him.
What? How's that possible, Maddie? He recurs a lot in Superman content.
Where?
Everywhere.
I think you could start with the Triangle years. That's where he shows up a lot. He's like the huge. What's that?
He runs a bar or is attending a bar, depending on the canon that you're reading at the time. It's usually where you see him, is like a bar scene.
Yeah,
and he just never, like, either he's not been prominent of anything I've read, or I've just never noticed him. He's great in all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lovely.
He's always been made out to be like rough around the edges, but with a kind heart, and he loves Superman, and he's his favorite, and that's a whole big bit. You're my favorite. You're not my favorite. But yeah, Bibbo as a babysitter was great, and of course he loses the super twins at the parade.
The parade was great. The zoo was also great, seeing him at the zoo. And when he was like, that will be $22.50 for each of you. It's like rolling, laughing. It was so adorable.
They were the inclusion of the twins in all of this has been really fun, especially when you compare it with like how John feels like having to reckon with like his years of his life being taken away. Again, still a bad move, DC, even though I'm happy about everything. And Lois being like, well, if I don't see him, I forget, because my brain wants to go back to when he was a kid, because we didn't have that growth time for my brain to adjust to him being different. And it's like I'm kind of reliving that a little bit with the kids around. And it's a really sweet like way to explore that and kind of bring some life into the family, because
he's jealous of
my
him.
Sweet baby John get away from me.
And I like that they did the natural thing that a teenager would feel when two kids come in that your parents have decided to adopt without telling you first. He gets jealous of them, and I think it's handled really fair, really organically, and I think they treated it really. They treated it like a normal teenager would have reacted. Also, Superman comes back from Warworld stronger and more invulnerable. And
which is cool.
And as my new favorite saying is, above the moon, he gets to play the reverse Uno card on Lex Luthor.
Oh,
my new
so
favorite
cool.
thing. Yeah.
That was a great scene. I mean, because Lex is particularly evil in all of these three. I mean, like incredibly evil in these three books. And he's always an interesting one, because he's like, I could be Superman better than you, and he can't, because he doesn't want to help people. Not really.
Right.
But that scene was so great because it's just another like, nope, let me just peg you up. Let me ruin your dream again. And he's like, well, you're just going to kill me? And he's like, Lex, when have I ever just tried to? No, I'm going to arrest you. You're going to go to prison for murder. What do you think? It's just, I love the way he talks to him. He's like, no, I'm going to treat you with kindness. Like,
one of my favorite like dynamics, because this of course changes depending on canon or what, you know, whatever, is when Lex knows who Superman is, but the world doesn't, because it hits me in my Smallville feels.
Oh yeah.
And so the telepathic attack to reset that and have that be the case now moving forward really excites me. Although I got all pumped, and then we got to the third volume, which has some gems, but is mostly like back issues sort of vibe, you know, like random collection. So more, I guess I'm interested in the volume that comes after that to see now after the telepathic attack, because I love that dynamic, and I think it's my favorite version of like how my favorite thing is like they knew each other, he knows he's Superman, but nobody else does. I love that.
Was great, especially after like Manchester Black was like, do you want to know what he says about you in his darkest moments? He's like, nothing. You're obsessed with him. You're spending all this time thinking about you. He's not even thinking about you. And that does kind of pull into all of this. Because like during that moment, he's like, I did this because I did this awful, awful thing. Because I'm upset that it would have meant a lot to me if you had told me that you were different, because I felt different. And you didn't tell that. You told those other people and not me. So it all comes, it's like, okay, Lex, so it's all come down to not you're a better Superman, but you're just upset because a friend you had growing up didn't tell you what this super scary secret thing. Like,
well, that happens in real life so often. You find out perpetrators of violence have this story where they were left out or they were excluded. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it really goes to show you how much kindness makes a huge difference. Not that Clark was unkind keeping that, but I think that was like a really good reminder. And it really tied in. I like that you brought that up, because it also tied into the theme where we get this, it's sort of the inverse, but the scene in the hospital where John has been just not confronting or telling his dad that he's dating a guy. And it was so interesting because Clark is talking to, I loved the scene with Clark and Clark Kent, where he's like, I don't get why he's not telling him. It kind of hurts me that like he feels like he can't and he had to hide this. And it's an interesting thing that Clark says after he's talking about accepting him, which was very beautiful. It was really well done. But he also is like, I can't totally understand what you're going through, but I do know what it feels like to be different and to have to hide something. And so it kind of parallels the Lex thing in the inverse. Here they are having this moment where they're really connecting and being honest with each other, and hopefully it goes a long way. That was a really beautiful scene. It was nice. I love that scene. I love the very first scene that still had the War World art, because the art in War World Saga is so good. That where Clark is talking to the UN about what to do with the refugees from the whole world. And I thought that was a really powerful page as well. So there's like a lot of great stuff in this first volume, or this first one that we tackled for sure. Return of Kal-El.
Oh yeah, because he's like, just remember you were scared of me, like you're scared of them, and scared of some of you all. And like the way that he's just like the ability to do bad without saying it, right? The ability to do bad is in all of us. I could do bad. They could do bad. You could do bad. It's anybody. So we should at least try.
They really ramp up the xenophobia, alienophobia. I mean, it's not just Lex. It's this whole Blue Earth movement that is new to me, which I guess is, I guess it debuts sort of in this Blue Earth movement, which is anti-alien.
A lot.
Go ahead.
I was going to say a lot. I think a lot of the roots of that is when you go back and read Son of Kal-El, there's a lot more in there that kind of adds to why this dynamic has presented itself, like why there is this vision. It sort of adds to it. I think the stories that are in Son of Kal-El. Interestingly, in the Supergirl TV show, they also had a season-long plot line that was an anti-alien sort of sentiment season as well. It wasn't exactly this, but so we've seen it in that format as well. Really like ramped up, I guess.
Speaking of crying, Paul says, "Hey, Omnidog, I typed this fighting back tears after your latest trashing
Oh,
of the
wow.
brilliant Batman story, Nightfall." Thank you, Paul. That's nice of you.
Jess says, let the tears flow.
Yeah.
Don't fight them back.
Earth-1, Jess, if you still have Peacock, you need to watch The Way Home.
Oh, is it the Kyler Lee show? Yes, it is on my radar to watch. Absolutely.
Bar left like half an hour ago. I'm going to go read some. We'll still have the stream open on my TV. We'll just not be active in the chat. Peace and love, Bar. Dune, the graphic novel series by Brian Herbert, 3-book set. All 3 Dune movies are fantastic. Wicked is on video on demand now. Nosferatu. Is that worth my watching? Nosferatu? I know everybody was hyped for it, and I feel like I heard mixed reactions coming out of it.
I think it's not for everyone. I mean, I had a good time with it. It is slow. It's beautiful. But
yeah, I heard the cinematography was like really gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. The acting is incredible. Like Skarsgård did. I mean, he was incredible, truly, because my brain could not, even though I'm looking at Nosferatu, I was like, I could not comprehend that it was him. Like it just didn't connect. I had a good time, but I don't think it's for everyone. So it's hard for me to be like, it's a must see. Like I went by myself because I was like, Ellie will hate this movie.
Yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to see all those alone. My movie buddy doesn't like seeing them, and upper management doesn't like seeing them. So I generally wait and watch them at home. And upper management's out of town until Thursday, which you think would be a perfect time for me to watch horror movies, except I get scared, and then upper management is not here. And I've told the tale before of paranormal. What was it? Paranormal Activity. The first one, it was 3 p.m. when I saw it in the old house with just me and my dog. And I got so freaked out. I had to call Patty and say, in Baltimore, you have to come home right now. Yes, I know it's broad daylight outside and it's just a movie, but please come home right now. You'll beat traffic anyway if you leave at 3. Just come home.
Love it.
So that's, yeah, I should. Maybe I'll watch DC Animated Universe instead.
There you go.
That's fair.
It's not safe out there. I know there's ice all over the place. Okay, Bar. I just struggle to sit down for so long and stay focused on the movie. When I watch at home, I can pause and move around and do other things. I much prefer that. My struggle with movies is similar to my struggle with audiobooks podcast. I lose my focus after a while.
I love audiobooks and podcasts.
Can't be on your phone, but you can eat a meal next to me. Still a no thanks for me on Alamo and the like. Well, that is true. You do get food, but I don't. That doesn't bother me as much as knowing somebody's not going to talk during it, or that nobody's going to have their phone open, like what happened to Jessica, because that is just the height of rudeness. If I go
that bit of light on the side of my peripheral, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I go in there knowing that food's going to be served, and so it's okay with me. But I get it. Where is the Alamo Draft House near you, Jess? The smartphone problem has definitely been a reason why my movie going has decreased. It's in Crystal City, Paul. I think you're in Maryland, so it wouldn't be. I don't know, unless you're close to where the bridge is, the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. I don't know that that's going to. It's in Crystal City, and there's another one we used to go to, but that's down in Potomac Mills. But that's like the only place my movie buddy will even see a movie. Yes, of course. You're great. Hard Day's Night is the Beatles song. Savoy Truffle, interesting choice for a Beatles song. I saw Rush, which is based on true events. An older couple next to me kept talking. That's annoying. I asked them to stop. They ignored me and kept it up. The husband went, "Oh, this is where the accident happens," ruining the climax
Oh
of the
my
movie.
gosh.
After the movie, I got up and the woman grabbed my hoodie and went, "Sorry if you thought we were rude. I should have yelled at them both, but didn't." Movies. Maybe it's movies.
Wow,
No,
that's
I'm not
crazy
thinking
that
of-
they would acknowledge. They were like, we were probably annoying. It's like, then don't be annoying if you're aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty easy.
I mean, ruining the movie by telling you what's gonna happen. Freaking frick, man. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
That does remind me though of one of my favorite movie going experiences. I don't know if either of you, I'm sure Maddie has seen I think it's called The Call with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
It's a movie about a 911 operator. It is very good, Jess, if you haven't seen it. And it is a little bit scary, I think, but it's not a horror movie. It's more like a thriller. But the ending is a bit twisty. And I saw it in the theaters. And this man stood up when this twist thing happened at the very end, for lack of a better terminology. And he said, "Are you kidding me?" so loud with his hands up, and walked out. And I thought that was fine. I did think that was kind of funny because it was like right as the credits started rolling. And I was like,
I mean, I love a genuine reaction to something.
for sure.
You know, like we were at Star Wars and some guy was just, I mean, it's like he just could not contain how excited he was in his body. So excited to happen, he would like stop. And I'm sure people were annoyed, but I was like, that man is having a good time. He's really happy to be here. And
when I saw that happened when I saw The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I went with one other friend, and there was only one other person in the theater. It was this guy who was sitting a few rows behind us. You could tell he was a little socially awkward and kind of like struggled in spaces. But he was like, "Oh, yes. Oh," and I was like, "Yes, I love that for you. I'm not mad that you're having this emotive reaction. Like, this is your movie, and I'm so happy you're getting."
Amanda Valdivieso is one of those.
Reacts out loud.
Yes. Elliot's always said that his favorite person to watch a movie, or his favorite person to watch react to a movie in theaters is Amanda, because it's as if she's never seen a movie before. She is constantly surprised, like, "Oh, what? You're kidding?" I mean, just like as if she
love that.
Could not predict what is going to happen. It's just the wildest.
I love that. I wish I still was that fresh, but I'm so jaded. Everything. It takes a lot to move me.
Jewish Dragons is here. Good to see you, Jewish Dragons. I'm thinking of If I Needed Someone. That's the George Harrison song I was thinking of. So everybody's got close, but not quite. Going off the topic kind of, but the DC Finest Supergirl looks like a fun read. Is there an Omni that has all this collected? There is. The first Supergirl, there's two Supergirl Omnis. The first one has all that Supergirl in it, but what the DC Finest has is Jimmy Olsen, a couple of Jimmy Olsen issues from that time period, a couple of Lois Lanes from that time period, and a couple of Superboys from that time period, which makes me want to consider getting it, even though I have all the older stuff that's collected in the Omni. I think your reading experience might be better with this DC Finest, with those other stories in there. That's just kind of my guess. The Omni's very Silver Age. So I think it'd be good to have those other characters in there to sort of break it up. Here's Kryptonite Kid. Who's the artist? That was Dean Haspiel. Dean Haspiel's been around since the late 80s. He's done DC Marvel work here and there, but a lot of indie comics and creator-owned stuff.
Wow.
Right.
Well, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, the Alcoholic book he did was really, really powerful and good. Sound design. Wait. Well, how'd I get caught up? I must have missed a bunch of stuff. Enjoy your books. Wait, what's happening?
I think you're
here?
caught up to 210, Brian 12-ish. It's kind of weird that Beast is married. I think that's all you haven't done yet. This part. Do you see that?
10, yeah. Savoy Truffle. Anything on the White Album? Oh, Mary M. How's it going, Mary? And Lionheart's here. Good to see you, Lionheart. Oh, okay. I see what happened. I followed Josh's talk about the I don't know how Peter types into the chat while the video's going. I'm just like scrolling and I'm losing focus trying to find this stuff. It's kind of weird that Beast is married to Cassandra Nova and getting help from the Green Goblin. What are we talking about? Is that a movie or a book or what?
Max has a correction right below.
No. Quicksilver Kick-Ass Craven is married to Cassandra Nova. That doesn't sound right. Wait, what are the hell are you guys talking about?
They're in their own world.
Did we even?
Kryptonite Kid has a good comment though. I like this one.
Kryptonite
Only
Kid.
film at 2:15.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Jess, that'll be their day one. Oh man, I'm so excited.
I am extremely excited.
Ugh.
I would like.
So good.
I wish they would sell. I have a kryptonite or a crypto plushie for my dog when Super Pets came out. His ears chewed off now. It's very cute. But I hope that Cinemark sells a kryptonite plushie.
Can you imagine the popcorn
crypto
buckets
plushie? I don't know why I keep doing that. What?
I can't wait to see what popcorn buckets we get.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yes.
I know. They're doing so many more popcorn buckets now, so we might get a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And do they only give those at select theaters, or do all theaters get those?
Well, it depends on which theater. Yeah, AMC theaters has the best popcorn buckets. Cinemark has their own type of popcorn bucket, so every chain has their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the one that had that infamous Dune one?
AMC.
AMC. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and right away I said, "Oh, somebody in the marketing department didn't think this all the way through."
No, they did it. They did the best.
I think they thought it all the way through, and then they were like, "That'll go viral, and more people will buy it." And they were probably right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's selling on eBay for like $100.
Yeah.
Oh, in Nosferatu. Wait. Beast Cassandra Nova.
That's why. So the guy who plays Beast is married to the person who plays Cassandra Nova, and then they're getting help from the person who played the Green Goblin. That is why.
Now I get it.
Together.
Wow.
Okay. Now. Okay. Nosferatu. Holy smoke.
Actually, Beast isn't married to Cassandra Nova. He's married to Lily Rose Depp.
Quicksilver Craven is married to Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you corrected it. Okay, got you.
Okay.
Okay. Now I see they're going by movie
we're
characters and not the name of the. Okay.
That was too much work for a Saturday afternoon to follow.
So I will tell you the one thing I liked. Well, I liked a lot of this. I liked actually all of it. And I really liked that there's a redemption arc for Metallo possibly coming.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I don't know why, but it really struck me as being a super interesting kind of twist in this guy's character who's just been so hateful for so long. It's not like if Lex Luthor decided to go straight, because we all know that that's just going to be a bit that's been used before and it's always been used. But like, I had Philip Kennedy Johnson sign this one.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I told
Did you
him
forget, or were you just waiting for a humble brag moment to occur?
I forgot, but okay, yeah, humble brag with 2 G's.
With thanks.
I think this was at what did I go to? Oh, Baltimore Con. Yeah, that's where I saw him there.
I liked Metallo's storyline in this. Like this is why it was I was like, man, Lex is even worse than usual in this one, because I liked his when we see him, he's like, I'm just trying to like die, basically. Like I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not trying to start anything. And I love that the only way they could get him to fight Superman was by 1, taking his sister, and 2, doing extra like brainwashing to convince him that actually his sister's been taken by Superman and it's like this bad. And then to even go farther and ruin it, change his sister as well to be a Metallo-esque kind of person. It was a good story. It was rough, and I like the in between where he picks up some of those members. I don't know if they're from Blue Earth, but they're like those kind of supporters. And I love the dialogue in there specifically, especially with the twins who were like, "But these guys did a bad thing. We should not forgive them for what they did." And like, but yeah, if we didn't, they have no chance to ever get better. This will be the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
If we end it here, this is literally it for them. Everyone has the capacity to be rehabilitated, like the capacity to do good. And I like the way that Superman does this more so than Batman, because I feel like Superman takes more of an active, like throughout these 3 books we've read, I feel like those members of the super family are taking an active role in helping people be something else, be better than what they've been. Where I see that a little less in Batman, where it's like, okay, well, let's just take you. I don't have time. Arkham Asylum, I'm busy. But Superman's like, no, I'm even like John with the red whatever, that other kid.
Luis.
He took him, Luis. He was like, I'm gonna go talk to him every day. I'm gonna go talk to him and see where he's coming from and where this hurt's coming from. Like they spend time with these hurt people. And I love that. I love that thread through all of this.
Yeah, and we know that he'll follow up with Metallo if let me highlight you so we can get
baby.
Speaking of Batman, here's Robin.
full cat shot. Very nice.
She's she can tell where the camera is. She always like sits away from it.
It's because I'm here. She's only ever come out, well, now twice for me.
You've seen her when she was inside of my couch.
Yes.
Did she usually hide from guests?
Well, yeah, until she's gotten to know them. And so often Jessica's been at my house several times, but Robin hasn't really warmed up. But
I don't take it personally.
At Thanksgiving, we had a lot of people over.
This was
T. Hanks.
I sewed up my couch, but then Robin came out to like surprise Jessica. It's so funny.
From inside the back of the couch, a claw emerged. And I was like, what? And then she just, first she got stuck. I think she got panicked. Maddie got her out. She jumped. Then Maddie's friend was holding her.
Then she ran right back in. She was like, no, I want to be in the couch. So she like runs past everybody, dives inside the couch again. She's just there
inside the couch
the whole time.
So that was the second. I may have seen her 3 times now I'm thinking about it. Usually she's on her cat tree if I see her at any point. That's it. Yeah. But yeah, I like the redemption arc too. I think the strongest volume for me, like the highest highs were in Return of Kal-El for me. It just had so many great scenes I really loved. But the most consistent as a reading experience absolutely was the Rise of Metallo. And the only critique I really have of it is I love Natasha Irons. Like she's one of my favorite sort of like C-list characters. Yeah. And she had a little bit in there, but I kind of wish the story they were telling in Rise of Metallo was like 2 issues longer. I think they could have sat in a few of the smaller moments for longer, particularly with Kara and Natasha. If they had a little bit more of that, it would have added a lot to the experience. But that was for me the strongest volume just as a reading experience of the 3 for sure. And a great cover, as you said.
With Kara and Natasha, are they an item?
No, just they had some scenes.
Just you wanted to see more Kara.
A little bit more with them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Just break the Bechdel test some more to have 2 women talk.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we heard a lot from them, like either of them really in these, which it's fine because I think we were spending time with these newer characters added. I would have liked to see both of them a lot more.
Yeah, well, I feel like they've set it up so there will be more of Steel and
yes.
What does Natasha call herself? Steel Girl? What is her name?
I just blanked out.
Natasha
Irons.
Let me figure that out. Is it just Natasha Irons?
I think it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now I'm
I think
questioning
it is.
myself.
Well, they
Was
say
it
she's
Steel?
also Steel.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
one of those like there's the Flash and
both
then
Yeah,
the
also
Flash.
Steel. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always call her Natasha Irons when I think about.
Man, she's so cool.
She's very cool. But I Steel is one of my favorite. Like, I would say he's maybe B-list at the. It's hard because I feel like he's underutilized, but I do feel like he's known. So I would call him like a B-list kind of character. And I always wish they would do more. I really enjoyed, even though it was very dense. I liked the Superwoman series they did during the Rebirth era, and I liked his role in that. I thought that was such a good storyline, really compelling. And I just feel like his character, they'll bring him back and I'll get really excited. He's going to be involved. Look at this tower they're building. And then it just kind of goes nowhere. And that's so frustrating because he's a good character.
Yeah. And he and especially Natasha had a pretty good sized part in the Warworld saga.
They did. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And Maddie, when you do read it, make sure that you read Superman and the Authority by Grant Morrison. That comes now. Does that? I can't remember. Did you tell me that did not have
this
Superman?
One doesn't have it.
Oh,
yeah.
Real quick, we do need to talk about, now that I'm seeing that cover, can we please talk about how that costume, that costume, I think it's that one or a similar one, is still in the closet and Lois is keeping it probably for sexy times? Because that was so
cute.
I'm dead.
This guy.
Oh, do you see the, okay, so they were all hanging out together. I think this is in the second Action Comics volume we read.
Okay.
Hanging out, and John is looking for something, and he opens the closet. He's like, "Wait, why do you still have this costume?" And Lois closes it. And she's like, looking in my space, and I was like, I love the idea that they get freaky, and he's wearing like that.
Is Conan the Barbarian outfit?
Nothing makes me happier because they are so in love, and it's good to know that the bedroom life is also keeping it alive. Good job, Lois and Clark. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Philip Kennedy Johnson really sort of goes an extra level up with the romantic side of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and as much to suggest that they're freaky. Yeah. And that they don't want their teenage son, all of a sudden their teenage son to find that. That's a good point.
So good. It was like 3 panels. Like, this is the funniest thing I've read. It's so good.
It's cute.
Yeah. Shoot, I had a thought, and it's still about Steel and Steel.
Sounds like a law firm.
Steel and Steel.
Steel and Steel.
I feel like they said now. I don't know what's going to happen until it gets collected, and I get it, but I feel like they've set. They do have a lot of storylines that could come out of this.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could do a storyline about the Steel people, or the Super Twins, or John's issues, but I think John is going to be probably I don't know if they're going to keep doing Son of Kal-El in his own series, because they wrapped that one up. Yeah.
But it's a good point. That was kind of when I was saying like disjointed reading experience, that was a part of it too. Is like, yeah, some of the seeds that they planted, even within what we read, came to fruition. Like the Metallo stuff came back, the Manchester Black stuff, but they would just drop it for like 5 issues, go somewhere totally different, and come back. And that was what was felt a little bit disjointed. That being said, I'm excited to read an omnibus collection because I imagine they will map this alongside like his run, like his Superman run as well. Like the Super Core, side by side. I wonder if when they map it, they'll put it together, because they often will do that for a single writer.
Is that Josh Williamson writing that Super Core?
No. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. They might not map it together. But I feel like they have to be talking to each other because I feel like I'm missing something.
Now that I haven't caught up on Superman. It's action that I'm caught up in. So yeah, there does have to be some kind of discussion between them as to what's happening in one book will affect the other. But there's an awful lot of plot points that they have to juggle in this one book. I mean, you said you wanted to see more Kara, and we do get to see I thought the Kara and Martian Manhunter visit Doomsday in Hell, the way they got there. Yeah, the way they got there, what they had to deal with, who was behind it. I thought that was really inventive and smart. As a whole setup. Wait, did Dan Waters write that? Because they had different. Yeah, Dan Waters wrote that, and I thought that was done really well. They had different writers and every. This thing's a mishmash of everything.
Yeah.
But that Doomsday in Hell, I thought was really well done. And then there's some other stuff. It's a
real smorgasbord.
Yeah, then Night Terrors, which I just can't believe there's already an omnibus of it that's coming out. I don't see how it's sold. It seems such a dull idea to me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I mean, there were Harley Quinn issues, and I didn't even buy those. And I buy everything Harley Quinn.
Wow.
But I'm like, Night Terrors, I don't care about her dreams. Unless she's dreaming about Bar in Israel or something, then why do I?
What if she was, and you'll never know because you didn't pick it up? So
look, it's Unstoppable Bar.
Bar stops reading, hops back in the chat. She's like,
let me tell you.
Well, Kristen, I ordered the comic book. The Kristen's in the book that got pointed out to me by Kyle Starks, that she's like a major character in there.
What?
You didn't know about this?
No.
What, did Kyle put her in a book?
Yeah, let me go back to where I think Bat Cato's the one that, and James also pointed it out to me. Those Not Afraid is the Kyle Starks book. I think James and Bat Cato sent it to me. It's about dueling serial killers apparently, and the first page, the character says her name, and it's Kristen Robertson.
What?
She's written into this book.
Kyle, that's so nice.
Yeah, she's written into this book.
That's so
And
cool.
I told that. Yeah, it's really cool, and I don't know that Kristen's even read it because she was sort of like, oh, haha, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know how I should be able to see it, but right up here it says Kristen Robertson wakes up to find herself in a nightmare. That's cool.
So Kristen dies in this book?
No, she
you
wakes
said
up.
He made her the main character, or is she like a final girl?
She may be more like a final girl. I haven't gotten the book yet. Let's see, James, have you read it? And what part does oh, here's Domabex. Wanted to say hello and good morning to both Jess and Maddie. Hope you all have an amazing one. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, we're back here on Popcorn Buckets. Jess, I forgot the name of the other Supergirl series. I remember Woman of Tomorrow.
Because that's the one.
Yeah, it would be Being Super, Javi.
Oh God, so good.
Yeah.
Every time, like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl Being Super. Perfect.
Yeah, two very different stories, but two top of the line Supergirl stories.
So good.
Sorry if I call you Javi. I don't know if your friends call you Javier or Javi. I just went with that.
He's Javi in this chat.
We dub the Javi.
We dub the
Regal has some of my favorite popcorn buckets.
Yeah, that's one.
Nosferatu would have been excellent if Count Orlok looked like the original Count. I so wanted my bald, pale, pointed ear, frail, creepy Dracula.
Fair.
I will say, while I think he transformed himself and his body, the way his body looked was unique and definitely won't leave my mind.
Oh,
His
God,
face and
yeah.
the mustache was giving me like Jim Carrey character energy
Oh,
vibes.
like from Sonic.
Well, I had this, yeah, it was a mishmash of, I've never seen Sonic, but I have seen the trailer. So
You
it was a
should, they're
mishmash of
good.
that and Lemony Snicket combined
Yeah.
together. And I was like, it took me out of it a few times. But
Fair.
agreed on everything that you shared earlier as far as your review of things. Yes.
Yeah.
Now there's a I do want to no wait. Okay, so Willem Dafoe was in this.
Yeah. He's
Is that
great.
right?
Yes.
There's an earlier movie that I want to see about the making of the first Nosferatu back in like 1917 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the cast and crew become worried because they think that the actor playing Nosferatu like really is Nosferatu.
Yeah,
And
Max
so,
has it.
oh, he already said it. Okay, thank you.
Oh, of course. If it's a
Shadow the
horror movie, he's
Vampire.
gonna know.
Shadow the Vampire. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, James. I see that spoiler. Thank you. Hobby is fine. People call me that too. Okay. I'll never be a final girl. I'm too lazy to fight for my life.
Fair, you know.
Depending
Yeah.
on the situation, yes, I would say. I would be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Too lazy to fight for my life.
I get it. I get it.
And if it's like, okay, for example, if it's like a zombie apocalypse and things are looking rough, it's if I survive for what? A hard life where I'm constantly scared all the time? Like that's already me now. I can't imagine what it would be in a zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse. So in that situation, but in like there's one serial killer and we're trying to escape the house, I would fight because like
Yeah.
when I get out, I'm back to my normal jam. So I in certain scenarios I would. Which did you watch the second trailer? And Jess, have you been watching The Last of Us?
I have
Is
not.
the trailer out for the show?
Season 2 trailer is out.
What?
Jess,
What?
I need you to watch season 1.
It's so good, Jess.
We've been
I
waiting
love
for
the
you.
video game. I actually did play the video game. That was the first one that junior management had to help me with because I'm not good at sneaking around at all. And
Oh.
she's really good at sneaking. She's not good at fighting, but she's good at sneaking. So we would be trading the controller back. I'm like, here,
That's
can you
good.
get me through this? And she'd creep around and she goes, zombies, here, it's back to you. And I'm like, okay.
That sounds like a little bit.
Yeah, we had to play together because I don't like games where you have to shoot. I'm just not quick enough. It's nothing to do with like having a gun in a video game. I just am like, it stresses me out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Maddie and I played through the second
one.
one together. I played through the first one myself. I felt really brave and accomplished. And then we played through the second one. And then I would say we both went into a depressive episode at the end of the second one. So I don't know why I'm hyped for season 2 because I think it will just rip out my heart from my chest and stomp on
take
it.
out the dog deaths, hopefully.
Oh yeah, Maddie had to kill a lot of dogs, and I had to close my eyes. And my dog was in the room hearing the screams of the
It was
dogs.
awful. It was awful.
But
They're not
this
zombie
is the
dogs
second one of the
either.
Last of Us video
Yes.
game.
Yeah,
Oh.
some
The
of the
ending, the ending was so depressing. I mean,
That
it
was
like,
so
That's
depressing.
what I
was
heard. I heard that it
so
ends on a
depressing.
yeah.
Wait, you
It
haven't
starts
finished the second
depressing
game?
and ends depressing.
I never
Jess, have
played
you
the
played
second
it?
game. No, I was warned off it. They said that
Oh.
I forgot about the dog thing, but they said it is
That's fair.
super depressing and like, you know how emotionally invested we get in these games that take up 50 to 100
Yeah.
hours of our life.
Yeah.
So I've been warned off it enough that I really enjoyed the first one and I love the music. So I play the music all the time.
Yeah.
But it sounds like that I wouldn't enjoy the second one, the video game.
It's pretty rough.
But the game
Yeah.
itself, up until being depressed, minus the shooting dogs. Shooting dogs was like
Minus
there's
the
absolutely
shooting
no
dogs
need
and
for that.
depression.
Gosh, there's no.
No, the
reason.
shooting dogs aren't even the part to be depressed about. But I will say, up till that point, it was so cool. Like 10 out of 10. One of the best stories. You get to see so much more of the world. So I think it's still worth it as long as you know you're going to be depressed. And low key, there is a part of the game, you'll know it because you'll see how much time you have left, where everything is like okay and kind of like happy. Just turn it off and pretend.
Just
Yeah, we
stop
should have. I was like, wow, this is perfect. We're all
I know, we
happy.
were
This
so
is great.
satisfied.
Oh, no, that's not a bad idea.
We were
But-
screaming at the main character, who was us, and then we were being forced to make decisions we did not want to make.
It's like, girl, stop. We're good now.
Girl, stop was
Quit it.
exactly what we said.
But she's like, no, I have to. And we're like,
No,
who's telling you this?
it's too much. Live your life.
We're done. We're done.
Who's telling you this? When you
It was
guys
so
are the
tough.
player.
We have to find another game to play. I guess it's like that, but not depressing. I don't know
Yeah, I
which
don't
one.
want to end on a depressing note.
Oh my God, those Dune popcorn buckets are going for $100 plus. I hate
believe
this
it.
timeline. Daring New Adventures of Supergirl Volume 1 and 2 are a good read. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
You know, just like-
question.
What?
Sorry.
No.
Have you have you both watched My Adventure with Superman yet or no?
Season 1. I haven't gotten to season 2 yet.
Jess, have you watched it at all?
Is this new?
It's the cartoon one that it's like season 2 just finished.
Okay,
It's,
so it's,
On Max.
it's like a
It's on
current
Max.
one. Okay,
Correct.
no, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, we're talking about Superman and you guys have to watch the show, all of it. You've watched all the show.
It's My
It's
Adventure
great.
with Superman?
My Adventures with Superman, because it focuses on like Clark and Lois and Jimmy are all interns at the Daily Planet.
It's like a little bit of a young, not kids, but they're like young adults, I would say.
Oh, it's so good. And
Oh,
Clara
this-
just joined in season 2.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
it's great.
Oh,
It's
this
so
sounds
good.
like what I should watch while upper management isn't here.
Yeah, it's heartwarming, but
depressing.
it's fun. I mean, it's
That's
just
scary.
it's one of my favorite things that's come out in the past few years, honestly.
Oh, okay. And there's a Batman on Amazon, a Batman cartoon
Oh yeah, I need to
on
watch that.
Amazon. And I finished Creature Commandos. I really love that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Have
It's so
you
good.
did we already talk about Arcane? And Jessica, I know
She hasn't
You haven't-
watched it yet. Don't worry,
you
I've
haven't-
told her to watch it multiple times. I told her when season 1 came out 8 years ago, she should watch it.
Bar's gonna bully me. Shut up.
she will.
Bar, get in here and bully
No,
away. Bar can't bully you. She has an
stop.
iron deficiency and no will to live. So she's not, you'll win the
Stop.
fight if she bullied you.
Ha. What was that? Arcane? Yeah. Now you finished season 2. Did you, Jessica?
I
Or
just finished season 2, but I don't want to say anything in
Yeah.
front of Maddie. So
Yeah.
we'll have
No,
to
that's
talk about it
that's fine.
separately.
I would like your thoughts after.
I'll send a podcast to you sometime this week. Audio
Send-
message podcast for you to listen to.
Oh, for that you're going to be giving me. Okay,
Yes.
good. I picked up in Creature Commandos. There's a voice. She is a very recognizable voice. She's the madam in Creature Commandos,
Yeah.
and sort of the very end, one of the later, and she's in Arcane also, and she's
Oh,
got a very recognizable voice.
God, that show so. I mean, it's crazy how good that show is. I got so
Arcane,
emotional.
yeah,
over
it
there.
is.
Stop it, Jess. Stop it.
Is Bar in the chat yet? Bullying
Yes, she
you?
is.
Yeah, oh, she's already bullied. All the bullying was
Stop.
all caps. Come on, you can handle all
Quit
caps.
it.
Yeah,
Big drama.
Quit it, guys.
it's really good. It's a disservice to
I know,
yourself.
and I know I'm gonna love it. I don't know why I haven't started it yet. I
But-
just haven't.
I had a similar thing with Severance, which I finally watched season 1 now.
Oh,
Holy
uh-huh.
shit,
You love
that's
it?
one of the best shows of the last
It's
5-6 years, easily.
incredible.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Yeah, really
Hmm.
good.
We're
And
watching. We're watching Shrinking, and we just got done with the
Oh.
first season.
Very
I like
good.
that.
Very
But
good.
Severance, yeah, that sounds good to me too.
Yeah, and season 2 just came out. I haven't watched the first episode yet, but Apple has sneakily good stuff.
Yeah.
I
It does.
love Dickinson, love Ted Lasso. Some pretty
Hello,
good stuff.
Connor. Oh, good to see Connor. I have something nice to say about him in just a sec. There's nothing that could possibly be more important than watching Arcane. Your job and husband would understand.
Wow.
I will say I do not binge. I do not binge well at all.
Yeah.
I actually binged the second season. I actually binged the whole thing. I finished the second season way late, like 2:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, which I always hate myself because then I wake up at like 11 o'clock and half the day's gone. I'm like, but it was so worth it. It is, yeah. It's
maybe I'll just get Elliot to watch it with me and it'll be easier that way. Once I get that past that first like arc of episodes, I'll be fine. I just haven't.
He would like it. Yeah, I think he would like that.
As
you know, I have great recommendations for.
Yeah, I got my coffee.
Yeah, where's Jessica's coffee?
I don't know.
Jeez, Elliot, what are you doing?
I haven't seen him, so.
Elliot and I are in a fight chronically, so he didn't want to
true.
bring me any coffee.
Is there anything I need to know? Any tea that needs to be
I have
spilled?
good taste in movies, and Elliot holds grudges.
Well, the problem is now it's a bit. Now it's a joke, and so it has to go on forever.
But the ironic part is I think he enjoyed April Fool's Day, didn't he? Which I also recommended. Yeah. So that should have canceled out his experience with Better Watch Out.
You know?
So I don't understand.
People never listen to me when I recommend stuff, but when they finally do, they always thank me. I listen to you right away on Arcane.
I listen to you right away. I just don't always get to the thing right away.
Yeah, see, that's sometimes it takes me a while to get started on the thing.
Your recommendation of the Senator's Wife trilogy, which I have recommended to Maddie about 30,000 times, and she still hasn't.
It takes me time.
That made my top 10 books of the year, Bart, and I thank you for that. I won't take that away from you.
Jessica, did she? Yeah, she just finished.
Just finished. Yeah.
We've already got a campaign going. Hashtag Elliot failed Jessica. Hashtag fire Elliot. Hashtag replace Elliot with Bar.
Bar's coffee delivery would take quite a while, probably, to get over here.
I can't believe you watched Isekai before Arcane. What was that? Suicide Squad Isekai?
Oh, it's so good.
I saw that. Even I've seen that. That's great.
I couldn't wait.
Yeah, that was great. I actually binged that.
It's great.
Crisis on Infinite Jesses. Hey, Mega Strumpster. Now, the reason I want to say thank you and hi to Connor is because I put out a video that was supposed to drop Thursday, but for some reason it didn't. So it published today on the correct reading order and my review of the Ms. Tree graphic novels from Titan Comics, which actually, you guys, if you like crime, she is a 6 foot tall, gun packing, no nonsense private investigator that is not afraid to use her gun and knows all kinds of martial arts and just kicks ass throughout the whole thing while solving all these crimes. And it actually is, it's very, it was very ahead of its time. It dealt with things in the 90s and I think it was in the 90s, late 80s, maybe, stuff that is relevant today. It dealt with, 30 years ago. It's really good. And Connor was nice enough to say, you've piqued my interest in this. I'm going to start reading these. And I said, well, thank you. I hope you enjoy them. Because I don't know that this is going to be it's kind of a niche video. And he said that he gave me a big compliment and it made my day as to why he wanted to read these. So peace and love, Connor. Thank you so much for what you said in YouTube. I really appreciated that. That means a lot to any YouTube creator.
Maddie heard you say, so she's 6 feet tall, and Maddie said, say less.
That's
why our library doesn't have them, because I did check when Jess first told me about them. So
that's why I said it. I knew the hook for Maddie would be she is a strong female protagonist.
I like when they're tall.
Yeah, she's 6 foot, and she wears heels, and she has a gun in her purse, and she's not afraid to use it. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody who's going to Japan with me to go to the Muscle Girls bar with me, but they don't seem very interested.
Muscle
What-
Girls bar.
What are we
Is it
talking
like
about?
It's a
Hooters,
bar where
but
all
they
the
have
girls,
muscles?
they all have muscles,
Cool.
and they'll like pick you up
Where
They
is
pick
this?
you up?
in Japan. Yeah.
Okay, let's back up a sec. You're going to Japan, and there's a m- the
Yep.
staff is all strong.
Yeah, it's all
muscled up
muscle
women?
girls. Uh-huh.
You're getting a picture ready, right? For me
Yeah.
to show everybody the advertisement for it.
Absolutely. Of course.
I would definitely go with you, except it's in Japan. I'd go to that bar with you, and I don't even drink.
So I'm trying to work out extra hard before I get there.
Whoa! Oh, I'm go.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll come
wow.
to Japan and go to this bar with you.
Isn't that look great?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And no one will go with you? It seems like a fun time.
They're not as interested in places where people will like talk to you while they're there, which I understand.
Why? Why would you
Wait.
want to do international travel and not try to immerse yourself in talking to?
Well, I think they get nervous.
Just because they can't understand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't need to understand anything in that bar.
If there's muscle, yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Many things are universal.
I do the talking typically when we're there.
Okay.
You speak fluent Japanese, right?
I mean, enough to be conversational, but not like business or anything. Yeah.
Like if we went there, you'd say, "My friend doesn't drink. Can he have a Diet Coke? And can you have that woman pick him up?"
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll coordinate, and I'll come to Japan just for that.
I am picturing Jess in one of his like Hawaiian style Superman shirts on like a wicker stretcher with these women carrying him in like he's a king and he's kind of like laid out. And then one of them has like a Diet Coke situation or one of your cherry ginger ale type sodas. And he's just like sipping it with like an umbrella in the cup. Yeah, exactly like that.
You really helped flesh out my dream. Thank you.
Yeah, that's your story. That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
I hadn't even gone that far, but now, yeah.
I gotta get my pull-up ready in time. You know, I gotta impress.
You need one of those. Well, you have one of those bars at your house that's like.
I do. I don't have the strength yet.
I believe you can get there. I believe in you.
Okay, Bar. So the amount of books I have to read honestly gives me anxiety. I get it. That doesn't stop me from buying more, though. It's a form of masochism. I totally get it. And one of my life coaches, I seem to have two life coaches from Sweden that are both much younger than I am. But there is a problem when you do have a lot of choice. It can sometimes become paralyzing. You're like, I have so much to read. I can't make a choice, and I end up doing nothing. So, it's better to just focus on. This is what my life coaches from Sweden are telling me. Try not to read 10 of something. And also I have the pressure of making videos about it. So too much of it can seem like homework. So I'm going to try and, instead of having 30 books that deal with the occult and witches and stuff, I need to bring it down to like just read 3 books about witches and read 3 international European comics, read 3 of the comics that Cycle sent you. Don't try and read all of it, and just try and get something that's manageable. Just and I need to remember to read for fun, because too many times I get like, well, I still haven't done my best of 2024 yet. I need to do that because that's fun. But
I feel like taking a break, even though like part of it's because I had to, because the internet has actually been kind of helpful in a way. So that way I can like get back to it in a fun way. Yeah. And then also like telling myself, instead of saying I need to, saying I want to. If I take out the need and should and stuff, like the weight of it, I'm gonna remind myself like, okay, I want to do this. Like, oh God, I've got 10 books I'm supposed to read, or like, then it makes it like it's not fun anymore. My brain's already decided something. Because basically, it's like I've just said I had to do laundry, you know? Is I've got to jump off.
I have to do laundry too.
But thank you so much. This has been very fun.
Thank you for being here. This is great. Hope to see you again soon on the internet now that it's working.
Yeah.
You had no problems here.
We'll see. If I do a show without you and it doesn't work, then I know.
You know what it was.
Yeah.
But thank you all. Thanks to the chat.
Thanks for being here. Good to see you.
There's a lot of puns happening.
Yeah,
I need to get going soon-ish, but I have a couple more minutes to close out. Get caught up on the comments.
Okay. Sorry. No, Salvador, tell me when and we can read an issue together. It'll help strengthen our relationship as a platonic lesbian power couple. I think they're talking about Hellions.
Nice.
Hellions is really great. So we're all waiting for Maddie to do something, and Maddie is disappointing us all. Maddie just disappeared.
Yeah, she really disappointed. She disappeared.
Yeah, she checked out. Less platonic lesbian couple in the whole community. All the other platonic lesbian couples, Josh and James, wish they were us. Wow. If you want strong female protagonists, watch Silo. Oh, that's on Apple TV also.
William,
have you seen that?
It's on my list. I love Rebecca Ferguson. Like, huge crush on Rebecca Ferguson. She plays Jessica in the Dune movies. If you aren't aware of her, she also played in the Dr. Sleep movie. She played one of the antagonists. I know, but I also know it's on your list too eventually.
Rebecca Ferguson?
Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson.
Siri, show me Rebecca Ferguson.
But the Silo show is based on a series of books, and they're books that I have heard such mixed things about, but I'm kind of interested in. And whenever I'm kind of interested, I wait to watch the thing to try to read the books first. But it's been so many years since those books came out, and I've heard such great things about the show that I definitely want to check it out.
Okay. I recognize her.
Yeah, I loved her in Dr. Sleep. That character's the writing in that movie didn't do her character as much of a service as the book version did, but she was still great. I really like her a lot.
She has very chiseled features.
She does. And I love a ginger. Like, yes. Love a ginger.
Okay. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see who she is now. Good. Nice to know you, Rebecca. Jessica Ashcraft says the Sundown Motel rules.
This is James was giving Maddie shit for not reading a book he recommended, The Poppy Wars, and he was saying he read The Sundown Motel. Although James, The Sundown Motel is like a 300 some odd thriller, whereas The Poppy Wars is a sizable fantasy book. So we have to have some grace.
Are they two different kinds of? Oh, he read Sundown Motel because of Maddie, but she won't read Poppy Wars.
Yeah, Sundown Motel by Simone St. James is a great book that I have recommended in the past to Bar. I think Bar would really like that book if she hasn't gotten to it yet. Add it to your list that stresses you out, Bar.
A whole big Barda theme bar? Sign me up, right?
Right? That'd be so cool.
Thanks for love and awesome recommendations. Me and my girlfriend are finally watching Ash vs. Evil Dead show, and it's been such a blast. Bruce Campbell and his ridiculous machismo.
Fun.
Awesome. Is it okay to? Yeah, I think that's the idea. It looked like from the pictures that you can. So they bring in the muscle and I bring the bar. It's a win-win situation. Exactly. It's encouraged. Bars, but not enough of me. We can never get enough of you. We will be getting to see you next week at 1 o'clock on this channel. Tonight, I'm having Batmantha from New Zealand on, and I think I'm pulling a double. Yeah, I think I'm pulling a double header next week too. Yeah, I have Bar.
Is this the big Kiwi show that you were doing?
No. That is happening. The Kiwi show's February 28th.
Okay.
It's a Friday at 8. That will be with Batmantha, Beyond Comics, and Crushing Crisis.
Nice.
Who is a a sort of Kiwi, but he's getting his citizenship maybe by the time that show happens.
Do you require citizenship papers to participate and prove their authenticity before they hop on the stream?
I think anybody that knows me knows that there's no requirement for being on the show. Just the fact that he lives there is enough Kiwiness for me. Oh, you're welcome, Connor. That to me, that's like the highest compliment a YouTube comic person can get, helping people discover some awesome comics. That's the real reason I started the show, was just because I thought, oh, maybe I can recommend some books.
Mhm.
And that is really super kind of you. Thank you, Connor. How many puns can I say before I get kicked out of the bar? I don't know. The bar seems pretty low. Oh,
That's the
here's
best one. Max had
thing.
the winning pun, I have to say.
The bar is low, but I can go lower. This was okay. Now it's a lot of puns. Yes, she is. Okay, now it's going crazy with I was going to watch Longlegs tonight, but I might read Infinite Crisis all night. But Jessica and I reviewed Longlegs and Barbarian.
Good.
I was just thinking about Longlegs,
Mm.
I think earlier this morning. I keep imagining myself as that detective, as that FBI agent, rather,
Mm.
and what it would be like to have that feeling that something's going to happen. Like she's got the telepathic thing going that was so interesting.
ESP is that what they call it when you have a sense of something that's going to happen before it does?
I guess so. I thought she played that character really well. I haven't seen her in anything else, but wow, she was good as that.
You hadn't seen It Follows? I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, I did, but I don't remember her from that.
She's like the main lady, but that shows you her range. She's like the main character. Micah Monroe is.
I think I saw that in 2019, so that was back when I was doing the horror show with Jenny.
Nice.
Oh, Noir Wolf, welcome. I'm almost caught up on Silo. Very suspenseful.
Yeah, I need to get to it. Give up on the books.
Kryptonite Kid, are you a Kiwi? Yeah, you should tune into that show. Jess, have you seen the Substance director's previous film, Revenge? It's an incredible revenge thriller. I have not. Have you seen it, Revenge?
No, I've seen. I just watched The Substance very recently. Oh, I googled Revenge, and it's that like cheesy show with Emily Van Camp from like the early aughts. Hold on one second. Let me look. It's like that's definitely not it. Oh, interesting. Oh, I have seen this poster before. Is it any good? Is that a recommendation? I'll check it out. I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, it probably is. He said incredible revenge thriller.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
I haven't seen The Substance. Not sure I want to. Not big on body horror.
Yeah, that's not your jam. I was just gonna say that.
Okay. Yeah, you know my thing pretty well. What I do and don't like. Thank you for the stream. I always love to listen to it. Thank you for being here, Moonin. Yes, you are a Kiwi. Okay, cool. Jess, you told me I need 100 hours before I can come on the show. So there is a requirement. Or maybe it's just a Labruski requirement. It's a Labruski requirement. Yeah. Plus, I'm trying to introduce more women into the YouTube comic book world because they are underrepresented.
For sure.
And we need to get more representation on my channel. Max had the best. I'm offended. Sorry, Bar. All right, I'm going back to reading. You absolute nerd. See, Jessica, we should message more.
I know. I wonder if let's see who sent the last message in our chat together. It's probably you, Bar.
Where do you talk to her? I only talk to her on Discord. Oh,
It was
okay.
you, Bar. I need to reply. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Bar. I have to reply. You sent something on the 27th of December and I did not reply. I apologize.
Oh my gosh, it's like a month ago.
Well, it's not an app I use except for Bar. It's the only exception I'll make. It's just too many apps,
Oh,
too many slices, as
yep.
the
I, kn-
audio
I, I,
fits.
I know that you feel that way. Here's Lance. Good afternoon. I meant to drop in earlier, but I've been watching the show All Creatures Great and Small. That's my latest comfort show. Are you watching the original or the remake? Because both are great. I love the books and I love the show.
Do a lot of animals die though? Because I've been interested
Well,
in
he
that
is a
show, but
vet.
I'm nervous a lot of animals die, and I don't want
Well,
that.
he is a vet.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
but
How good of a vet is the question.
it's set back in the 40s,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly, because he does have a stint where, in the books anyway, where he has a stint where he has to go to the war and come back. Fortunately, he comes back. Have you ever read those books?
I haven't.
All
I actually
Creatures
didn't
Great
know
and
they were
Small?
books until recently. Yeah.
I think there are 4 of them, and both upper management and I read them, and they are wonderful. They
Yeah, I'll
are
have to check them out.
super lovely. But yeah, he is a vet, so there will be some creatures that don't
Yeah.
make it, but it's not really shown, as I recall. And it's really more about the cast of characters, and they're
Yeah.
really characters. The books do a great job of showing off the characters in this guy's life, because they really are characters. Okay, now why do I need to watch Honora? Isn't this the millennial flick that everybody keeps yelling at us about?
Gen Z. Gen Z.
Gen
I'm a
Z.
millennial.
You're
Yes.
millennial. Okay,
Oh, yes.
sorry.
Very
Gen Z.
millennial. Yeah.
As ASAP as possible. I'm not sure you know my taste in movies as well as Jessica does, Harvey.
I'll
What's it
definitely
about
check
again?
it out this year. We don't know if Fever Dreams, maybe a Russian spy, maybe Pretty Woman-esque plot.
Oh, yeah, Pretty
It's
Woman.
that
That's
one. It
what
comes up a
James
lot.
says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, James and Harvey are the ones beating the drum on that one.
Yeah. I'm sure it's
Um,
great. I haven't prioritized it. I have seen the craziest movie this year though, Jess, that I realized I don't think I texted you about. I'm not saying I hated it, but I am saying I'm still processing it, which was The Warriors, the 70s like gang movie. Have you seen this
oh,
film?
yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I love that
It,
movie.
it was something else. It was like West Side Story, but like meets, what was that one musical? Not Jesus Christ Superstar, the Godspell. It was like Godspell and West Side Story had
God,
a baby. And at some point I wanted these boys to either kiss or dance and they didn't do either. It was so wild. But I wanted to see it at my theater, but it wasn't going to play till 10 p.m. So I found
oh,
it on
that's
one of
the
the
one.
free
Yeah.
apps. I think it was Tubi. But what was funny was I was on Instagram this morning, and apparently at the Warriors showing at this theater that Fred Mills manages,
Right.
they had a costume contest. So people dressed as the different gangs.
Oh, yeah.
But I have to say the worst gang costume, if anyone has seen it, was the Orphans, because all it was blue jeans, like a dirtied white t-shirt with the letters spelling out orphans, not at the top of the back of the shirt, but like obscurely placed in the middle. And when, spoiler alert, one of their sisters leaves the gang, I was like, as she should, because they had the weakest costume of all of the gangs. But that movie was, it was inventive and interesting and beautiful to watch, but it was like, that was something else. That was a different experience I had. Wow.
I love the clown. I think the best one is the clowns in the baseball outfits with
Yes,
bats.
and they won. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up actually the group that won came as that gang. I'm trying to remember what they were.
The costume contest. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is, I don't know how well you're going to be able
Let's
to
see,
really
let me-
see that. But they came, you can see their baseball outfits and they painted their faces, and they
yeah.
won the costume contest.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, that was wild. Wild film.
Thelma. It's rad as hell.
Okay, Max, I want to see this movie.
Thelma?
It's been on my list for a really long time, but I'm afraid I'll be too scared, and I hate birds. And the cover, if it's the right movie I'm thinking of, has like a bird on someone's face. And are birds a major plot point or not? Because I hate birds, so I will not be wanting to watch that if the birds are like gonna feature heavily.
Yeah, which Jess? There's two Jesses here. What was your favorite movie of last year? That's a fair question.
I was pulling that up because I saw James's message. Well, first off, my favorite movie of this year so far, if you haven't seen it
The
yet,
Warriors.
Jess, is no. That's my least favorite, but it was still enjoyable. It was Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance
Oh.
Most Foul. Do you watch the Wallace and Gromit movies?
I'm familiar with them, but not familiar enough that I would.
So
it was
good.
perfect, huh?
Yes, my top 4. I'll give you James from last year. Number
Ooh.
1 was American Fiction. Was so good. This is the one. Do you know what it is with Jeffrey Wright? I love that guy and I love his voice. That's about a black writer in America.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's the only way he can sell a popular book is if it's one that's got like caricatures of black characters versus speaking from his experience. And it's a really interesting exploration about exploitation, really.
Got it. Okay.
Second favorite, heavy watch, very heavy watch, take care, was Zone of Interest, which is a World War II movie. So again, take care while watching, but very good, super well done, very quiet film. Number 3, the biggest surprise of the year, and I texted Jess, 1988 masterpiece, The Vanishing. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I still think about the ending of that movie. Haunts me.
The Vanishing.
Yeah.
It was originally a Dutch film?
Yeah, it's the one that you and I talked about, and then they
I
haven't seen the 90s American remake, and I probably won't.
It's supposed to, yeah, you don't need to. It's supposed to not be good at all.
Yeah,
that was a really haunting ending. The whole
so
thing was
good. I bought the Criterion version of it. That's how much I loved it. And then number 4 was All of Us Strangers. Very good. And bonus number 5 was Wicked, which I did see in theaters twice. That was very fun. So those are my top 5.
I like to just say Jess and let you two figure out which one I mean. Okay. Lance loves Thelma.
But do birds feature heavily? Tell me.
Yeah. Regarding all creatures, I'm watching the remake. As a Harry Potter fan, it's great seeing Matthew Lewis on there.
I love him. He plays Neville in Harry Potter.
Oh, that's who. Okay.
My dog's namesake.
Neville?
Yeah, that's my dog's name.
Nice. Where's your dog?
Sleeping on the couch somewhere. Snoozing.
Except not enough of people have seen Thelma. Is there birds in it, though?
Somebody tell me about the birds.
I 100% guarantee you will love Nora within less than 1 second of it starting.
That's probably directed at you. And it's some inside thing.
I'm sure it involves something, like somebody's in a bikini or something. Is that that's the side you're appealing to from me? We're asking about Thelma. Does it have a lot of birds in it?
Please, for the love of God, somebody tell us.
Anyway, I have to get ready and go see A Complete Unknown. Oh yeah, Patty wants to see that. I'll be listening on to the stream for the beginning later. We'll also be checking out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, please check out the Ms. Tree video. It's a reading order because the books were released out of order per Max Allan Collins' request because they wanted to start out with stronger art and stronger writing, and so they were released out of order. But it's a great series. I'm glad that, please give that video a check out. Thanks, Lance.
Oh my gosh.
That's towards you. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah. I'm a big Hitchcock person, but I've only seen it twice. I want to respond to Max's comment here. This is so funny to me.
This one?
I loved that movie, Max, but there is also a horror movie called Thelma, and that's what I thought you were talking about. This is a fun movie, though. Go ahead and read the comment, Jess, and I think you would also enjoy this film, Jess. If you haven't
I've
seen it
seen this. It's about a 93-year-old woman who gets scammed and then tracks down the people who scammed her to get her money back. It's very fun. She rides on the back of a motorcycle with a guy that just recently passed away.
Yeah, the actor did.
Yeah, the actor did. So this movie you've seen and you enjoyed it?
Oh, yeah, it was super fun. Loved it. It's in my, I think it was in my top 20 for the year or 15. It was a great movie. But there is a horror movie called Thelma. It's from 2017. Tells the story of a sheltered young woman who discovers she has an inexplicable power that materializes when she feels desire for a female student. And the cover is like a woman with a dead, what appears to me to be a dead bird on her face. And that's the movie I thought y'all were talking about. And I was like, are there birds? And no one will tell me because no one has seen that movie.
Vanishing. Harvey approves.
It's great.
This is James's top. Honora, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wicked, Juror number 2, and The Substance.
I've heard Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is fantastic. And I've met Steve Zahn lives here in our community, and he volunteered at the agency I used to work at here in town. So I've seen him a bunch. And I remember when they first started with those reboot movies, he was so proud of where they would go. And I have heard that they're like really have gotten really fantastic as they've gone along.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. Yes, The Vanishing, Spoorloos, based on the book Het Goeden Ei. Amazing film.
It's so good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really, that ending, stays with you forever. Jess is right. It is directed at Jess, and also Jess is right about the type of thing I was referring to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thelma features no birds. Thelma 2017 features birds, apparently. I've not seen Thelma. Thelma plays number 11 on my top 15 movies of 2024. It sounds fun.
Yeah, you would really have fun with it, Jess. Let me see where it wound up on mine. It was 22. But I watched some great ones. One of my other big surprises, I think you and I have talked about this film, and it has a very haunting ending, is the 70s Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man. I watched that for the very first time this year, and it was really good. Fantastic. Loved that.
Did you ever see, this is a movie that's old, but it's apparently really good and ghosty and scary with George C. Scott, The Changeling?
Yes, you and I talked about this. I think that was this year is where I watched it. It rated about in the middle, but I agree it's a great like spooky atmospheric movie. Yeah, to put on in the background, especially once you've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lou has recommended that to me lots and lots of times.
I liked that one. Have you ever seen the film Zachariah, the Western electric musical? Are you familiar with him?
No. What is this? Wait, what?
It's ahead of its time. A blacksmith and an amateur gunslinger embark on a journey through the West together, but soon separate and have surreal experiences of their own. It's an electric Western musical. I watched it for the first time this year. It stayed at number 12. I've never seen anything like it. I can say that for certain. It was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, but you love music, and there's like a lot of random music references in this film. So
it is a musical?
It is. It's very much like a stoner film, and so there's this band that appears throughout the course of the film in different scenes. It's but like a rock band. It's not like a musical like you're thinking. It's an electric musical.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Got it.
Highly recommend. It's a wild ride. Wild.
I should see Dr. Sleep, and I want to see it.
So good. Yes.
I have the director's cut of it. That might be something I watch while upper management's gone. I have an awful lot. I have a lot of stuff to do, and I end up doing nothing, but I have a lot to watch and I have a lot to read, and it all gives me joy. but I think I read just so much. I don't ever get a chance to watch TV. So I know it was Barbarian and Dr. Sleep were like the top two movies I wanted to see, and I saw Barbarian, so I might convince myself to watch Dr. Sleep.
Definitely text me after you watch it. You and I talked about it when we were thinking through a couple horror movies that we might review, and I haven't rewatched it since it came out, and I also have the director's cut, which I've never watched. Like I've been both, so I want to do that soon. But I kind of want to reread the book before I do that. But I can read it fairly quickly. It's not nearly as long and intensive as The Shining, but I think you're really gonna like it for sure.
Okay, good. I may be talking myself into it. I've also got a lot of DC animated movies that I want to see.
Yeah.
Um,
You should watch Dr. Sleep during the day, one day, and then like read a little, and then watch something light in the evening, like one of the animated movies.
Like
then
one
you
of the
kind of like
animated
get rid
movies.
of the scaries. I didn't remember Dr. Sleep being very scary, though, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that scary.
Okay. I'm okay with it then.
Keep me posted.
Don't say that, Harvey. I want to see it. I'm going to see it. You've just convinced me that I am going to see it. Thank you, Harvey. I'm going to make myself see it. I have so many Hong Kong martial arts films that I really need to watch too.
Oh, have you ever seen, have you ever watched the TV show The Warrior? I forget the original network it was on, but it's currently on Max. I highly recommend it. Bruce Lee, before he died, had this idea for the show, and he wrote what's called like the Bible for the show, meaning the map. Like here are kind of the characters in the story. And then his daughter, I believe, is the one who was like, we need to get this made. And I think it's 3 seasons, and I feel like it did get canceled. So I'm not sure it has a proper conclusion because I haven't watched season 3. But if you like that sort of thing, it's really cool. It's like a Chinatown story in San Francisco, but like in the 1800s and kind of the height of like Chinese Exclusion Act and like rival gangs of it, different kinds of immigrants, etc. And
is that where the Tong Wars were?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called Warrior, and I think it has 3 seasons. And the actors, it's great. It really picks up steam throughout the course of the first season. And the second season was like fantastic. I think you would really like that show. It's a lot of fun and really well done.
I have about 18 things on Disney Plus that I need to see. So I need to get Freddie's spreadsheet and watch the cartoons so I can get up to date on who Ahsoka really is, so I can see that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nora is so good. Omar of VFC placed it number 3 of his best movies of 24, and Amazing Amanda placed it number 4 on her list.
I believe it.
I think part 3 of Kinds of Kindness might be my favorite movie of the year. Is that allowed? I don't know what that is, but sure. Earth, this is directed to you. Earth-1, Jess. Wait, I'm Earth-2 or am I? Wait.
Let's just see what
I'm
the
Earth-2.
question is.
Okay. How similar is PKJ's War World to the original War World story in the Superman Exile Omni? I stopped reading the newer War World story because it seemed very similar. Could be wrong.
That's definitely for you, because I haven't read Exile since I started reading comics, but you were talking about it the other day. You mentioned it.
Yeah, and it's been forever since I read it, so I can't answer that question. That's oh yeah. It does seem to take place. Oh yeah, there's Mongol. It's so different, Paul, that I don't know that's a problem, because Warworld is so awesome, especially with Superman and the Authority mixed in by Grant Morrison.
Mhm.
I think that's one of the better Superman stories recently, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And Jess, Earth-1 Jess agrees.
Hmm.
I
sure.
know okay. Well, this is a good time for us to end the show. As usual, Jessica, it's been great to talk to you, and I hope whatever you. Well, we probably should read The Exile at some point. I still need to finish Triangle Years, though.
Yeah, we have the last chunk of Triangle Years to do, and then we'll be free for some more back catalog.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, James. Here's my Discord. I did post something on Blue Sky the other day.
Good job.
And I posted it on Instagram too. It was so cute. Nice. It was a text my daughter sent me that was just adorable. So thank you, James, for that. And yes, tonight at 8, I will be on the air with Batmantha. So I have to take a break and come to my senses and watch Dr. Sleep or something. We'll see what happens. And we will see, let's see. And then next week, Bar's going to be on at 1 p.m. And then Omni Bros throughout the week, etc. Oh, and Aussieverse next week, too. Any last words that you'd like to say, or are you just as happy as you can be in general?
No words, but of course I want to leave everyone, since we were talking about horror movies, with this parting image to haunt your nightmares. It's been real. It's been fun. I never want to see this face again. Those are my parting words.
That's the perfect way for us to go out, as I will use my theme song to play us out. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for being you. You're the greatest viewers on the internet, and I really mean that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see Jessica again soon. Thank you all. Peace and love. And Jimmy Olsen's face.
Rock and roll! Omnidog! Hey, Omnicat! Now here's the Omnidog and Omnicat show. Is the place to sit if you'd like to know more about the books that they've read. Kristen likes Lumber, James and Steven. Jess likes to grow, Jimmy Olsen